It's time for one last ride here in the regular season on the road. It's your Hoptown Hoppers sitting in second place with a 23-10 record, taking on the last place Fulton Railroaders that sit with a record of 10 wins and 26 losses here at Lowhouse Field. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and hello. I'm Colin Crithers, coming to you live here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network from Fulton, Kentucky. Hoppers had an off day yesterday after a doubleheader on a Wednesday where they won Game 1 against the Henderson Flash, and Game 2 is very forgettable for them. It was an 11-0 loss after, again, their first game that they won 7-5. Fulton's also coming off a doubleheader where they were at Paducah taking on the Chiefs. They lost 11-8 and then 14-5 after they were up 6-2 going into the back half of Game 1 of the doubleheader. And remember, doubleheaders in the OVO, you only play 7 innings, so they're going into the 5th inning, up by 4 runs when the Chiefs started to claw back and started to pour them on in the 5th and 6th innings before walk-off winner in the 7th, and took both games against the Fulton Railroaders. Weather right now, it's about 86 degrees outside. Feels like 89, though, according to reports. It's about 71% humidity out there, and I'm going to tell you, it feels like a tad bit more. It's getting on you pretty quickly as soon as you get off the bus, out of your car, out of any sort of AC here in the Fulton area. You're going to start sweating pretty quickly. Hoppers come into this game winning 6 of their last 10 overall, while Fulton has won 4 of their last 10. Again, sit in the cellar in last place, 1 game behind the Madisonville Miners, who we will be facing tomorrow back at Tiger Field. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams in this game as we welcome you again here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. For your Hoppers 1 through 9, they'll be leading off with the shortstop, Cade Wall. Batting second is Gabe Eddington, and then batting third is Evan Leonard, the third baseman. Declan Riggs will be in the cleanup spot playing first. Nick Johnson will be catching, batting 5th. Batting 6th is Easton Beatty, the left fielder, and then it'll be Carson Knowles, the right fielder. Caden Slaughter, the second baseman, and Alex McGuire, the center fielder in this one. Starting on the mound for the Railroaders as we are just about underway, it's Troy Jocelyn. Right on right matchup as Wall steps up. First pitch as we're underway and misses outside. And we're started here for game 35 of the regular season. Hoppers in second, Railroaders in last. 1-0 the count as Jocelyn works through the windup again. Pitch comes in the wall. He'll go hacking, send one right side. That one's tailing off the wall for a leadoff single, and Wall's aboard safely. Leadoff man gets on as the Hoppers would love to respond after their last game. Again, a horrific 11-0 loss against the Henderson Flash. And it honestly, I tell you with full genuine thought on it, that the Hoppers' 11-1 run rule loss did not feel as bad as that. Next pitch, blown away, ball 1. It's Gabe Eddington in the box who's serving as not only the DH, but the pitcher as well, starting on the mound when we turn things over to the bottom half of the inning. He's kind of serving as our Shohei Ohtani, if you will. We haven't had someone go two-way in the same game this year at the same time as that one driven left field right at Evan McCarthy, and there's one away. Coming up in third is going to be Evan Leonard. And he's batting third as well. Did not play in the doubleheader in either game. Did not face the Railroaders last time we saw them, which, again, was at the beginning of the week when the Hoppers were still only a game and a half out of first place, like they are now against the Henderson Flash. As that one's hit backwards, foul ball, 1 the count. Hoppers won that game 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning after Brennan Gibson came up with no one on, and I believe only 1 out, and drove one out past the center fielder for a triple and came home during the next at-bat off a wild pitch from Brady Davis. 0-1 as runner takes off. That one's fouled off backwards as well. And the count 0-2 as Wall scampers back to first. He's got 15 stolen bases on the year, which is tied for the most on the team with his U.S. Sports University teammate Dom Hartman. So they're battling for bragging rights and the speed across the bases right now. No balls, 2 strikes to Leonard in this right-on-right matchup. Jocelyn comes in, throws a fastball, and the heater misses upstairs. 1-2. Jocelyn, the starter for the Railroaders, did pitch against us last time back on Monday against Fulton back at Tiger Field in that 5-4 victory. He got the start as the 1-2 comes in, misses inside, goes to the backstop as Wall took off, and since he went before the pitch was thrown, it is a straight seal, and he now leads the team with 16 swipes this summer. Count evens 2-2 for the third baseman. So far this year, he's batting a total 267 with runners in scoring position. 2-2 comes in from Jocelyn. Popped up right side, foul territory, and will push all the way out of play. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again as Leonard remains at the plate. And on deck is Declan Riggs, the first baseman in this one. So we'll go from one of the corners to the opposite corner. Jocelyn looking in again, will finally accept the sign. Working from the stretch, he'll leg kick and deal, and blow a fastball past Leonard for the second out of the inning. There's a strikeout, and his first of the game as the cleanup batter, Declan Riggs, comes up to hit. He's hitting 143 with a .268 on base percentage so far in this game. And they've announced that Declan Riggs is the beer batter in this game. If you're unfamiliar, it works differently at other places, but when the team visits, in this case Hoptown visiting Fulton, they pick out a beer batter in the Hoptown lineup as the first pitch comes in, driven right field. This one going a long way, going up. It has the distance to get out of here. No beer for the crowd. It's Declan Riggs shutting it down with a 2-run bomb. Hoppers on the board first, saying it's the contrary of what you think of me. You think I'm going to strike out? I think I'm going to take 1 yard here. Hoppers with no one on and 2 away. Scratch across 2 right there as we bring up Nick Johnson, who's serving as the catcher in this one. Hoptown dugout fired up. Little Olay chant as if we're back with the World Series, and not the World Series, the World Cup again. Championship, or finals, I guess they call it, coming up soon between Argentina and England. That'll be a good one. First pitch in this right-on-right match of the Johnson. Inside corner, caught it, and there's 1 away. Johnson went 0 for 1 when he pinch hit back in the Monday game against Fulton. He'll wave by the next one. That spun to the outside corner, 0-2 the count. Now for Nick Johnson with Easton Beatty standing on deck. Again, Johnson got the start against us on Monday where he went 4 total innings, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned on 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. The 0-2, and it's a fastball at the knees for a strikeout looking, and that ends the inning. But before we head to the bottom of the first, Declan Riggs sends one over the 42-foot netting, and we are up 2-0 as we head to the bottom half of the opening inning of action. Again, glad to have you here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network as we return here in the bottom of the first inning with a 2-0 lead after Declan Riggs got us started with a 2-run homer over the right field wall. Gabe Eddington getting the start for the Red and Black in this one. He'll be facing Nick Cossey to lead things off, and then Chase Cameron and Ben Kaufman to follow up in the on deck and in the hole position. We look at Eddington so far this year. It's going to be his first start on the mound, and he's made 3 total appearances this summer, going 8 1/3. He carries a 1.08 ERA into this outing, giving up 8 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned, and just 2 walks and 8 strikeouts. He's looked really good on the mound for us, and again, he's serving both as the pitcher and DH because the Hoppers expect to go with a bullpen game today, so he won't be out there all too long in this one. It's a right-on-right matchup to get us started. First pitch inside the Cossey, 1-0 the count. So once he's subbed out for on the mound and they bring in the bullpen, bring in the relief pitcher for Eddington, he'll stay in as the DH at that spot and no longer just DH and pitcher. Next one tries a fastball that runs inside. 2 balls, no strikes now as Nick Cossey toes that right-handed box again. Currently this summer he's batting .303 with a .421 on-base percentage. Did not face us back on Monday, as the 2-0 leg kick delivery is a fastball swing and miss for strike 1 in the count. Cossey's been friendly to the Hoptown Hoppers at the plate so far this year. He's gone 3 for 15 against us, so hasn't gotten too much production out of him against the Hopper squad. Next pitch, fastball inside corner. Just dots in. The count evens 2-2 for Eddington. Remember, 8 strikeouts for him so far and 8 1/3 innings of work. Trying to keep that ratio about as even as possible as he comes in with a 2-2, and there's a fastball outside, and the count runs full. Just barely missing the outside corner. Good hold from the Cossey. Again, a Motlow State Community College product. Finished his sophomore year there. 3-2. Misses high with the fastball, and there's a runner on first with a leadoff walk. Hoppers were able to get their leadoff man aboard last setting with a single from Cade Wall. And now Chase Cameron follows up Cossey after the Railroaders do the same, but via the free pass. Cameron back on Monday went 0 for 3 in that 5-4 win for the Hoppers. He did reach with a walk, though, and one of his 4 plate appearances. He'll step in to the left-handed box and readies for the first pitch in the at-bat. Eddington set now from the stretch. He'll look back towards first before coming to the plate. This one slicing out towards the left center gap and falls for a base hit as he'll come around first and head for second as the throw started to go in towards third and no one was covering. Second base, it's a double for Cameron, and Cossey stands on third, tying run in scoring position. Still no away as Ben Kaufman, the third baseman, comes up. He did get a hit against us last time these two foes squared off, but that was one of only 2 so far this summer for him against the Hoptown pitching staff. He's batting .230 with a .328 on base percentage. A chance now to tie things up in the bottom of the first after Declan Riggs had a 2-run homer in the top half of the inning. First pitch, he'll foul backwards for strike 1. Kaufman, also a product of Motlow State Community College, had a .318 batting average in his freshman season with them. An OPS about north of 1,200 as well there. He's brought in 18 RBIs this summer. 20 stands 180 feet away. Blown away, misses, and the count now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kaufman. It's a little bit of a shallower backstop here in case the ball does get away, but still a decent amount of room to come home on one if it kicks off because it won't bounce right back. A little floater left side lands in the infield wall. Cannot pick it up cleanly. There's no throw, and the bases are loaded with the first 3 men aboard for the Railroaders. Wait for the official ruling on it as Wall did drop. It could go down as an E6 as they'll bring up their cleanup hitter, Jacob Lott, who has been a pain and a hard out for the Hoppers so far this year. He's batting 9 for 15 against us. He likes when the Hoppers are in town here in Fulton. So he works now with the bases juiced and no outs against Gabe Eddington, who's starting this bullpen game for the Hoppers. First pitch, driven out towards left center field, dropping quickly, and that one lands in between Beatty and McGuire for an RBI single, and it's 2-1. Kaufman officially did reach on a single, by the way, so everything has been earned so far. It's been a walk, a double, and now back-to-back singles. They keep the bases loaded, and a 2-1 score in favor of the Hoppers that might be squandered here quickly. Easton Sullivan now batting in the 5 spot. He's batting .211 this year with 18 RBIs. The first pitch from Eddington spins one low and away for ball 1. That one plenty in the opposite batter's box. Going to have to work back in decently here. And after this next pitch, we'll look at the defensive alignments for the Hoppers in this contest as Eddington gets set again. He'll leg kick and fire from the belt. Tried the outside corner, gets it with the fastball, count evens. In the outfield for the Hoppers in this one, it's Beatty in left, McGuire in center, and Carson Knowles manning that shallow right field. Now Eddington sent with still bases loaded, no outs. 1-1 pitch. There's a foul tip backwards for strike 2. Infield for the Hoppers. Manning the hot corner is Evan Leonard. The captain of the infield today is Cade Wall over at short. His counterpart in the middle infield will be Caden Slaughter at second. Riggs over at first base. And receiving the pitches tonight is Nick Johnson. 1-2 pitch. Swing and miss, and Eddington's got his first out with a strikeout. With the one away, we bring out Wade Sabo, if that sounds familiar to you. If you've been following along with the Hoppers this year, well, he pitched against us back on Monday when this week opened up. He has not hit all too much until somewhat recently. Sabo currently carries a .400 batting average. Just 4 hits, though, on 10 at-bats, and all 4 of them have been singles. His other 6 at-bats have all been strikeouts, but he's gone swinging at him, so he's been aggressive at the plate. Nothing has been a strikeout looking. He'll go after the first one and foul it backwards for strike 1. In that performance on the mound, Sabo went 3 total innings and looked fantastic against the Hoppers in relief and really gave us a scare down the line and set the Hoppers down in order quite a bit. 3 innings, 1 walk, and 6 or 5 strikeouts. There's a foul tip backwards, and now it's no balls, 2 strikes as Eddington looks to get out of the situation and the jam that he created for himself as the Hoppers still hold on to their 1-run lead. Eddington will shake off a sign here in this right-on-left matchup. And final accepts, getting set. Leg kick, he'll deal from the right side and misses with a fastball eye high. Count 1 and 2. Sabo plays with Illinois College. He transferred there after beginning his career with Southeastern Illinois College. In his 10 at-bats, he has brought in 3 RBIs. The 1-2 delivery. Another swing and miss, and he sawed off back-to-back batters for 2 away. 7th batter in the inning to come up for the Railroaders, and right now their last chance to at least tie things up with a very promising bottom half of the first inning. It'll be Evan McCarthy, who was a late addition to this Railroaders roster. McCarthy is playing left field, went 0 for 5 against us in our walk-off victory in the early portion of the week. Pitch downstairs to get us started. 1-0 now the count. McCarthy in 10 at-bats has just 2 base hits, both of them singles. Has also reached with a walk, though, to put him at a .273 on base percentage. Quick time as the catcher, Nick Johnson, will reset. It's, again, very humid, which will help the balls fly in this one, but with all that gear on, it definitely makes it extremely warm behind the plate. He also doesn't catch all too often for the Hoppers. I mean, specifically for the Hoppers. So, different look for him today. Ground ball up the middle on the broken bat. Wall charging quickly, picks it up across the body, the first, and then it's there in time. There's 3 consecutive outs to get out of the bases loaded jam with just 1 run coming across. Hoppers still lead. It's 2-1 as we head to the second. Hoppers back of the dish when we return. Stop the second back here at Lowhouse Field, where the Hoppers lead 2-1 after a scare in the bottom half of the inning, where Gabe Eddington gave up just 1 run on 3 hits, 1 walk, and a pair of strikeouts. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up for the Hoppers, beginning with Easton Beatty, the face still on the mound. Troy Jocelyn, who we've gotten the best of every single time we faced them so far this year. I want to quickly apologize for the angle of the camera that you guys were seeing. Just about the space we got here. So I apologize, but that's what we've got with what's available. That pole is just very unfortunate. So we're underway. First pitch in there for strike 1, looking to Beatty. As he'll reset again, Beatty went 0 for 1 in the doubleheader and was pinch hit for, as the Hoppers were really struggling against the Flash, as that one misses. Plenty glove side, 1-1 the count for Jocelyn battling Beatty, the left fielder in today's game. 1-1 pitch. That one driven well out towards left field. This one going back as it's tracked by McCarthy near the warning track for the first out. I was just about to say, too, it really benefits you to be a left-handed hitter today, as Lowhouse Field has a very interesting setup. With him being a right fielder and driving at that side, it's really hard to get out of here. Dead left field is actually just about 352 feet, whereas left center field, while not by much, is a little closer. It's actually 351 out there. Next batter way outside for ball 1. It's going to be Carson Knowles batting now in the 7th spot. He went 0 for 1 with that doubleheader back on a Wednesday, where he pinch hit and struck out swinging. 1-0 delivery, and it's in there with a fastball. 1-1. Rest of the dimensions here at Lowhouse Field, about dead center field. It's 361, with it being 340 in right center and 215 in right field. As there's a ground ball left side, stays fair across the diamond, but Knowles will leg out a single, and he's in there safely. Huge, as Knowles has not gotten too many at-bats as of recent. Outside of that strikeout in the doubleheader, he hasn't played since July 3rd. So his first appearance in 2 weeks, he gets on with a single. Hoppers need to score a good bit here, as I know Fulton can do it quickly. It's going to be Caden Slaughter to follow him up, who in the doubleheader just got on with a hit by pitch in that 7th inning. He followed Reed Hayes. They both were pinch hitters, as that one's fouled backwards for strike 1 to get us started. Again, it's, only about 215 is what they say, the right field, which is extremely shallow out there. But the wall, which includes the netting, and if you're unfamiliar with how it works here, they actually play balls off the netting. If it rolls all the way down and behind the fence, it's a ground rule double. And if it bounces off, you play it live. That's about 42 feet high up there. This next pitch fouled off right side, 0-2. The actual fence itself is about 12 feet, and the netting's another 30, so it's 42 feet high. And that's what Riggs escaped his last time up, and he currently stands about 6 batters away. Jocelyn from the stretch, the 0-2, and Slaughter cannot catch up. Swings underneath it, there's 2 outs. We now bring up Alex McGuire in the 9th spot with a runner on first and 2 outs. McGuire has gone 1 for 3 against Fulton this year, but struggled overall this summer in Hoptown, batting $116 with a 169 on base percentage. Definitely a guy who could use a couple base hits, just like Carson Knowles. There's a pickoff move. Knowles back in safely. So they sit here in the bottom third of the order, looking to move things over back to the top with Cade Wall standing on deck. A right-on-right matchup here for the Grand Ledge Michigan native, as that one's high and tight, missing for ball 1. Good hold from McGuire. The unfortunate thing, especially the opening half of the season for McGuire, he's putting a lot of stuff in play. He's made contact with just shy of 63% of the pitches he's swung at. It just, everything's been right at someone for him. Pickoff move over towards first. The attempt is unsuccessful. McGuire sits decently aggressive. He's been seen about 3.6 pitches per plate appearance and only struck out 16 times and 43 at-bats. Runner takes off as that's a ground ball left side. Third baseman Kaufman picks it up and throws it over the first to end the top of the second. Contrary to the first inning where the Hoppers scored 2, they are shut out in this one. As we head to the Railroaders, half of the second, 2-1 is your lead. Bottom of the second here in Fulton, Kentucky against the Fulton Railroaders. Your Hoptown Hoppers have an early 2-1 lead after the bottom of the first inning. Gabe Eddington was able to work out a bases loaded situation where the first 4 got on with a walk, a double, and then back-to-back singles before back-to-back strikeouts and a ground out to the shortstop, Cade Wall. So only 1 run came across, and the Railroaders are still looking to tie things up after the 2-run explosion in the top of the first. Eddington's actually been able to work out a bases-loaded situations, including ones that he's put himself in quite a bit so far this year. He actually pitched back at Madisonville a little while back and got himself out of a couple bases-loaded situations there in back-to-back innings. So underway here as you'll be facing Caleb Warren, who goes after the first one. This one struck well out towards center field. McGuire against the wall, leaping, gets off his glove. Warren is going to be rounding second softly with a sound-up double, and the leadoff man is on again with a double. Back-to-back innings that the leadoff man has gotten on. That's the second double of the day for the Railroaders. They bring up Fuentes in the 9th spot with the top of the order standing on deck, and Fuentes has had a really interesting latter half, or I should not even say latter half the season. I really just mean past week overall. He's gone 1 for 5 against Hoptown, and he was batting sub 100 when we last saw him. Now he's got a .212 batting average, collecting about 5 more base hits in the past week. First one, ground ball right side. Riggs picks up and will flip to Eddington as he will boat race him to the bag for the outs. Warren does move in the third. So quickly 1 away as we are flying through batters so far in the top half and the bottom half of the second inning. We flip back to the top of the order for the first time for the Railroaders. Nick Cossey back up at the plate. In the first inning, he reached with that leadoff walk and came around the score as the Railroaders' only run. Has a runner standing 90 feet away as Eddington comes in with the pitch. And that one skips in the dirt, blocked by Johnson before going to the backstop. 1-0 now the counts. Cossey so far this year has brought in 15 RBIs with a .303 batting average. Served as a two-way guy from Montlow State Community College, even though he's not pitching this summer for the Railroaders. The 1-0 delivery. And it'll touch the outside corner with a slider for strike 1 as the count evens. A beautiful night here at Lowhouse Field. A little humid, but a great day for baseball with a solid crowd here in attendance as the 1-1 comes in from Eddington after the leg kick. This one popped up right field. Knowles going back as it hits off the base of the wall. Warren's going to score, and there's an RBI single for Cossey. We're tied at 2. Still only 1 away. Again, that humidity will help that ball travel a little bit farther. And as Knowles was tracking it, it ended up gliding a few more feet in that air before dropping back down. So now Eddington's got to work with a tied game, a runner on first and one out, though you do have the double play in order. Now batting is Chase Cameron, who had that double back on the first. First delivery for him, misses low for ball one. And a good reason for a good crowd, even though this team's in last place. It is their last regular season home game here at Lowhouse Field, as they will go on the road to take on the Henderson Flash tomorrow. As Eddington shook off a couple of sides, now getting set. He'll leg kick and fire from the belt outside, 2-0. Excuse me. We'll be cheering on the Railroaders tomorrow against the Henderson Flash as they sit a game and a half in front of the Hoppers in the standings. And while it's not over yet, it's unlikely the Hoppers could get first place and become regular season champs. 3-0 as that one misses about 3/4 across the opposite batter's box to the left-handed hitter. What would have to happen after splitting the doubleheader is the Hoppers would have to win today over the Railroaders and tomorrow back at home against the Madisonville Miners. You want to check out that game before they take about a week off, as the 3-0 is belt high for strike one with the fastball. They would need their 2 wins as well as Henderson to lose today on the road against the Full Count Rhythm, as well as at home against the Fulton Railroaders. 3-1 pitch. Runner takes off. A swing and a miss. Throw down to second. Wall's tag is down, and it's not in time. So just a strikeout for the second out of the inning. Oh, that's strike 2. I'm an idiot. I watched the umpire do the punch-out call. I apologize. I just think I know what's coming. Let's put it that way. I know what's coming. So I'm intelligent. Gossi with the stolen base there, staying at the scoring position. As Eddington will come back in with the next one. I knew it was coming. What did I tell you? There's your strikeout. And that's already his 3rd of the ball game, all swinging. See, I can recover like that. I know the scouting report all too well. As, again, you go back to their game against the Henderson Flash where they lost 11-0. I predicted every home run. I knew when the hits were going to come, when they weren't. Scouting report is too strong here. So Ben Kaufman comes up to follow up the strikeout with a runner on second as the go-ahead for the Railroaders and 2 outs away. A right-on-right matchup as Kaufman reached with a single as the third batter in the first. Swing and a miss on one downstairs, and he's behind 0-1 to start. And Eddington looking to rack up the strikeouts quickly again. Supposed to be a bullpen game today as they will go to a bunch of arms waiting. We could see Rick Stroh, Rivera, Ramage, Hag, and Evan Leonard possibly would be the arms out of the bullpen today for the Hoppers. The 0-1 delivery comes in, spins one that falls off the plate for ball one as the count evens. Eddington now has a total of 11 strikeouts and about 10 total innings of work, including the 2 outs in this one. Long pause as he looks back towards second twice, and the pitch comes in. Fastball that he's way out ahead on, and will pull in front of the Fulton third base dugout for strike 2. Eddington could sit one down right here again to make it 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, and still a tied ball game headed into the 3rd inning. With the Hoppers back at the plate, they will see 1, 2, 3 due up. Hoppers need to win today if they still want first. The 1-2 pitch, like a magician, he's got a bag of tricks in his arsenal with yet again his 4th strikeout of the game. We head now to the 3rd inning, tied at 2. Back with the Hoppers hitting when we return. Back here in the third on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. It's 2-2 between your Hoppers and the home Fulton Railroaders here at Low House Field. The starter for the orange and black, Troy Jocelyn, just going 2 total innings in this one, giving up both runs on 3 hits and 3 strikeouts. The Railroaders go to the bullpen early, and they bring in Jackson State Community College, Dane Lynn. He's got 8 total appearances so far this year, 2 of them as starts, so only 6 times out of the bullpen. 11 1/3 total innings pitched so far this summer. He's recorded an 11.12 ERA, giving up 20 runs, only 18 earned on 17 hits, 21 walks, 4 hit by pitches, and 12 strikeouts. A guy that can get knocked around the yard at a decent rate. He'll be facing the top of the order as well with 1, 2, 3. The man leading things off is Cade Wall, who got it started with a leadoff single off the right field wall. First pitch, fastball, misses above the letters. So it's a 1-0 count that get us rolling here. Wall, again, got a stolen base earlier. Now leads the team with 16 of them to beat out Dom Hartman. As the first guy besides him to finally lead ever since he took over as the top stolen base product on the team. Swing and a miss from Wall makes the count 1-1. And a native of Russellville, Kentucky, played with Logan County. As the 1-1 fastball runs inside corner for strike 2. So Wall's behind here as the leadoff man after they saw 5 come up in the first inning. It was a 2-run homer, and that's all that scored. It was 4 last inning after just a single from Knowles, the only man to reach. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Lynn works through the windup, and Wall grabs a piece of it to foul it backwards. So we'll do the 1-2 over again in this right-on-right matchup. And Dane Lynn standing up there as a righty, a native of the Paducah, Kentucky area, which makes you almost wonder why he doesn't play for Paducah, but nonetheless, plays spring ball with Jackson State Community College, where he recorded a 13.50 ERA there this year and 13 appearances. Next pitch misses above the helmet for ball 2 to even the count. So Wall takes a moment to reset. Now with a total of 21 hits after a single earlier, as all but 3 have been singles for him so far this year. Next pitch misses below the knees as it falls off the table, and the count runs full here. Hoppers were shut out last inning and need some more now as they're tied with the last place Railroaders, looking to get out of the cellar. 3-2 pitch misses up, and he's back on for the second time today, this time with a free pass, the first. Gabe Eddington, who's again the pitcher and DH in this one. He flew out to left field to begin this game. That's Evan McCarthy manning things out there. And again, it's a bullpen day for the Hoppers. So once he comes out as the pitcher, he'll remain in the hit as only the DH, so they don't lose and get rid of the DH in this one. First pitch to him, fastball misses just above the plate, low for ball 1. And Wall already was 1 stolen base. A chance to stretch it out a couple more as Hartman's not in the lineup. Could take the true season lead and maybe put it out of reach for Hartman to retake that if he plays tomorrow against Madisonville. 1-0 delivery as the runner takes off. Throw down towards second, and Wall is in with plenty of time to spare for stolen base number 17. He has been the thief of the summer on the bags this year. Pitch did miss up as well. So count 2-0 with a runner in scoring position now for Gabe Eddington. He's been batting .286 with runners in scoring position, a little bit better than his .280 batting average overall this summer with the Hoppers. So step off the mound and a reset. And Eddington spent the past year with Ball State Community College as a 2-way, now transferring to Trevecca Nazarene this upcoming fall. As Lynn will leg kick deals, it squares around, bunt down the first base line. Lynn will pick it up over the first and will beat Eddington by about a half a step as Wall moves in the third, and there's 1 away. Hudson Hamilton is serving as the first base coach right now, just kind of for fun. Today and tomorrow is a lot of fun, as it's very unlikely the Hoppers could climb back in the first place, but there's no way for them to fall to third. So Hamilton was joking around saying, no way, like fake threw down the helmet. And that's a little bit of his personality for you. We go to Evan Leonard. Now the runner 90 feet away. First pitch the right-handed hitter sees is a fastball he'll swing through for strike one as a heater got by him. Leonard also struck out back in the first inning. He went down swinging. He has 1 of 3 strikeouts so far in this Hoptown order. 2 of them have been swinging. The one looking is Nick Johnson, who stands in the hole. 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball that he started to go around, try to hold up, but didn't matter as his momentum was carrying on too far. He found it backwards, and it's 0-2. Again, pitch gets away, and Wall can come home quickly as Lynn's thrown 3 wild pitches so far this year in his 11 total innings of work. As he works through the 0-2, Evan Leonard will foul off a curveball to stay alive and grab a new pitch at the plate. On deck with, again, only 1 out is Declan Riggs, who right now has been the threat in this short game so far with his 2-run homer. The ball's 2 strikes as pitch comes in. Evan Leonard will go after it again and pops it up backwards out of play. Evan Leonard's been batting .306 this year. He's gone 1 for 5 against Fulton, now 1 for 6 after his strikeout. A native of Clarksville, Tennessee, plays with Cleveland State Community College, where he had a fantastic spring, batting .331 as a two-way player. 0-2 pitch, trying to slider that ran off the outside corner for ball 1. Leonard's brought in 8 RBIs so far this year, including his 1 home run, which was a 2-run shot against Madisonville out to dead center field at Elmer Kelly Field. Next pitch skips in the dirt in front of the dish, and the count evens at 2 apiece. Wall still stands over there, 1 bag away from scoring and giving the Hoppers the lead here at the top of the 3rd. 2-2 is our score with 1 out. And Wall the only man aboard. Lynn takes a moment to reset on the back side of the rubber before towing the bump again. As he'll look in for the sign, works through the windup. Pitch comes in. Evan Leonard leaves it down low for a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes as Leonard will be ready up again in that right-handed box. He's going to see now pitch number 9 of the at-bats. He's averaging about 3.7 so far this year. The 9th pitch gives him a free pass over the first. He's got a walk, as now it's Declan Riggs coming up, who you remember back in the first, it was a 2-run homer off Troy Jocelyn. Now he's got a chance for a 3-run bomb as a left-handed hitter and a shallow porch to right field. It was off a different pitcher, though, but it's a right-on-left matchup again. As Riggs could rip one yet again. He's serving as a beer batter, which means that if he strikes out, it'll be discounted beer for everyone in attendance. And, well, Riggs gave him a little taste of their money and their own medicine last time with the home run. First pitch, he'll go after one high and foul it backwards, 0-1 the count. As that was his first home run this summer. He's missed quite a bit of time with a lower leg injury back in June. His last game before the injury was June 7th. That was out at Paducah. And then he started up again here against the Fulton Railroaders on June 28th. His first hit came into the first at-bat, actually, back from the injury, and he put it off the right field netting. 0-1 deliveries, it skips in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, Caleb Warren, and Leonard moves in the second with the pass ball to earn scoring position with a 1-1 count for Declan Riggs. He's now collected a total of 5 RBIs with his home run earlier. So step back into that left-handed box. It's wild pitch number 4 for Lynn on the year. As he gets set from the stretch. Corners in, middle infield back. Riggs rips one right field. It had the distance, but did not straighten out in time. So there's a long, strong foul ball. For a 1-2 count as that was ripped into the parking lot. Remember the humidity today, it's about 71% humidity in the air with an 87-degree temperature. And the humidity helps make that ball fly even further. 1-2 leg kick, and that one below the knees, the count evens. On deck after Riggs is the catcher, Nick Johnson, with 2 on in scoring position and 1 away in the top of the third. Our score is 2-2 with a good crowd here at Low House Field. Len gets set again. The pitch to Riggs comes in, and he will tip it, foul it, or excuse me, pop it up into the infield. The shortstop, Kasi, underneath it, and there's your second out of the inning. Now Nick Johnson will come up after he ended the first inning with a strikeout looking. Serving as the catcher, did not play in the doubleheader, game 2 of it. Did a pinch hit, though, against Fulton, where he went 0 for 1 in that contest. So, still looking for a hit for the first time in a while against this squad, as he's batting 4 for now 15 against them in this summer stint. As the first pitch is right on right, matchup leg kick delivery, right side as he went opposite field, but he'll hook it foul for a strike 1. And Nick Johnson plays with Indiana University Southeast. That team going a long way this past year to the World Series, the NAIA level. He'll swing the lumber around and now gets set in the right-handed box. Pitch comes in as it's fired into the dirt for ball 1. Good block from, again, the catcher, Caleb Warren, to keep the runners at bay. The go-ahead stands on third, and a little bit of extra support stands on second. And I would love if the Hoppers could get greedy right here early in game 34 of the regular season. 1-1 pitch, and Evan Leonard fouls it off his own foot. Excuse me, Nick Johnson. So count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'll take a moment to walk back to that right-handed box again after he hit that off his leg. Has no shin guard down there, no ankle guard, nothing really, not even like an elbow guard. No, he doesn't have an elbow guard, excuse me. So nothing to protect from that situation there. Batting .341 and .333 with runners in scoring position with 6 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch from Lynn. Nick Johnson swings underneath it. He's got 2 strikeouts and will end the first and third inning with the K. We head to the bottom of the third. Hoppers 2, Railroaders 2. Back with more Hoppers baseball after the break. We look to close out the first third here in Fulton, Kentucky, with the Hoppers and Railroaders tied at 2. It'll be the heart of the order, 4, 5, 6 to do up for the Railroaders, facing Eddington, who's back out for his 3rd inning of work. So far this season, Hoppers have loved playing the Railroaders. They've won 6 of the 7 matchups so far this year, winning the first 2 before losing the third 9-7, which was actually here on the road. And then after that, it's been 4 consecutive wins for him. 9-1, 15-6, 8-5, and then that 5-4 walk-off winner from Brennan Gibson back on Monday. But all that matters is today, and they would love to replicate that with Henderson standing a game and a half in front of them in first place. If Henderson was to lose on the road, the full count, and the Hoppers were the win here on the road against Fulton. They would still be in contention for first place. It would all ride on tomorrow's games between the Railroaders and Flash and the Hoppers and Miners. First pitch runs way outside for ball one on the fastball. A reset here is Eddington so far in this game has just given up 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He's had back-to-back strikeouts when he's delivered them. That one on the outside chalk of the opposite batter's box. 2-0 the count for the Trevecca Nazarene pitcher. He'll get set again, working from the stretch here. Fires from the belt, and it misses again, 3-0. Cannot work it glove side. Gotta get down the mound and bury this next one. Even if it misses, you'll be ready for the next at-bat. As again, it's Jacob Lott up at the plate, who reached with a single back in the first inning. The 3-0 upstairs, and there's a leadoff walk on 4 pitches. We go to the 5 spot with Easton Sullivan. And again, Lott, who just reached, was the RBI single back in the first when they had bases loaded. After that, it was a pair of strikeouts and a ground out in the first inning. And it began with Easton Sullivan, the right-handed hitter, now up. Eddington looks out toward the outfield as McGuire shifts over slightly, as well as Knowles stepping a little bit further from the line in that short porch of right field. Fastball downstairs, and that's how we get started with 5 consecutive balls here in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 the count to Sullivan. As he looks in, will shake off a sign, accepts the second, peeks over the first, and now is ready for the pitch. Comes in with it. He goes with a curveball that he chased in the dirt for strike 1. There is some activity down in that Hoptown bullpen. Might be Jack Hagg down there, though I don't have a good look at it. It's in looking in again. We'll get set. Looks back towards first. Comes to the plate with it. As this one's hit well towards right field, going back. Knowles going to have to play this off the netting as it bounces off. McGuire's their first throw, comes in all the way to 3rd, and it's held up there as Lott went from first to 3rd, and there's a single for Sullivan, who stands on first still. This is how Eddington almost likes to pitch, it feels like. Guys get on against him the beginning inning, and then he barrels down and gets guys out left and right. With the bases loaded in the first, they only got 1 run. And then we go back to when he pitched against the Madisonville Miners. He had 2 consecutive innings where he had back-to-back, or we had bases loaded and got out of those jams. High and away, ball 1. Eddington's struggling to find the zone right now. Again, batting a left-handed hitter, Wade Sabo, who's just been getting time at the plate recently after he sliced and diced us on the mound back on a Monday in relief for Troy Jocelyn. Next pitch, low and away, 2-0. Yeah, if you get a hold of one as a lefty, a fly ball could get out of here as a home run. Again, you do have to hit it pretty well for a good home run, but you do have a chance with a fly ball to get out of here. It's a ground ball, though, that Eddington picks up. Will throw the first, and they will accept the out and the trade as the Railroaders run to give them the lead for the first time today, 3-2. Now just a runner standing on second, that being Easton Sullivan. After the 1-3 ground out, they bring up Evan McCarthy, the left fielder, who ended that first inning with the 6-3 ground out. McCarthy, again, a late addition to this Fulton roster, just collecting 2 hits so far on the summer. First pitch, he sees the at-bat from Eddington, runs outside for ball 1. As we're underway again. Ryan McCartan is serving as the bullpen catcher right now for the Hoppers, and he's starting to work down as Hagg works a little bit quicker, but he might be coming in this inning if things get a little bit further away from Eddington in this one. Pitch runs inside, 2-0 now the count, as he'll recalibrate and step on the rubber again. Gotta find the bottom of the zone here, as you've majority thrown balls so far this inning. The 2-0, that's a fastball at the knees, and he's back in the strike zone with his first. 2-1 now the count. As Eddington works back in. And play with Montgomery Central High School, where he had 2 no-hitters there and was a Tennessee Mr. Baseball finalist. Looks back towards second twice before coming in with it. And this one hit well towards right field. It's going to be off the netting for extra bases and an RBI. Instead, he'll hold up as that one's fired in quickly by Knowles. And it's 4-2 as the Railroaders double the Hoppers score. Runner on first, 1 out. And 4-2 in favor of the Railroaders. They scored 2 in the first inning and the second inning combined. And now it's been 2 in total here in the third. As here comes Max Kirby, an assistant coach for the Hoptown Hoppers this year. Having a conversation with Eddington as Hag continues to warm up quickly, or again, that's who I assume is warming up right now. So far this inning, it was a leadoff walk, followed up by a single, a ground out, and a single as well to give the Railroaders a 4-2 lead. Hoppers need the win both today and tomorrow, with Henderson losing in both games to snatch first place back in the league after they dropped first place, not because they were losing, but because of rainouts. Now, that does not excuse that they're in second place because they lost game 2 of the doubleheader on a Wednesday night. They had an opportunity, so it's not an excuse whatsoever. However, without the rainouts, who knows how things would have gone this year. And we are scoreboard watching over in Hendersonville as the Flash and Rhythm are underway. Rhythm lead 1-0 early in the bottom of the second inning, and they've got a chance to bring in more with 2 on and only 1 out. So Rhythm are doing some favors right now for the Hoppers. We're cheering on them to win. And they sit in third place and would probably be the Hoppers' first round matchup as they'll get a bye in the postseason. Swing and a miss for strike 1. As we're back to action after the meeting is adjourned, it's Caleb Warren in the 8th spot. Warren had that leadoff double back in the second inning. Now in the third. Trying to extend the inning. Low check swing. And they'll say it's a strike 2 on the swing. He came around plenty enough. So he's in a deep hole against Eddington right now. Trying to work out of the situation. Double play is in order. But you're 1 pitch away from a K. He's got 4 so far in this game as Eddington looks back towards first. He'll come to the dish with it after the leg kick. That one skips in the opposite batter's box and will roll around the backstop. A wild pitch moves McCarthy in the scoring position on second. So it goes without saying the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And not only the crowd here that's sitting behind home plate, there's also a good crowd out of the party deck beyond the left field, which they will run out to groups. And looks like a good time out there beyond the left field wall. You don't see too many home runs over there, so they're probably going to be safe from any collisions in this one. Mark my words, though, it could happen. 1-2 pitch from Eddington. Fastball at the knees is a chopper over to Slaughter at second. Catches it deep in the hole and throws it to first, and there's 2 away. The runner did move in the third, though. Stands 90 feet away. Pedro Fuentes comes up with McCarthy standing over on third. Fuentes had that ground out to the first baseman, Declan Riggs, who flipped it to Eddington with the PFP work back in the second inning when the Railroaders scored just a run. Now when we flip things over, the Hoppers are going to need to make another patented comeback as the first pitch curveball outside corner misses for ball 1. Not by much. A good idea, good first pitch curveball. Just cannot get in the bite on it. Fuentes, again, is having a really good past week and has brought his average from sub 100 to north of 200 as the 1-0 pitch is delivered. There's another curveball for swing and miss. The count evens at 1-1. Fuentes had gone about 18 days without playing, and it was between games with the Hoptown Hoppers. He played against us on June 10th and did not play again until June 28th against us, where he went 0-for-3 in the first outing, 1-for-2 in the second. 1-1 ground ball left side. It'll tail foul for strike 2. He comes in this game with a 4-game hit streak. It's been 1 hit in all 4 of those games for him recently. but he's been getting on at a much better rate. 7 hits now. 6 of them singles, 1 a double, with 3 RBIs and a 4th one standing out at third to give the Railroaders a 3-run lead. Eddington, if he has something to say about it, though, would like to keep it just a 2-run deficit. As he comes in with a 1-2 delivery, another curveball saws him off with a strikeout swinging. And that'll end it with his 5th strikeout of the game. When we return here in the top of the 4th inning, it'll be 6-7-8 due up for the Hoppers as they look to add on some runs. They trail by 2, headed to the 4th. We played a third here at Lowhouse Field. It's 4-2 Railroaders over the Hoppers. They'll send up the bottom half of the order to face Dane Lynn, who is back out for his 2nd inning of work. He returns after in the 3rd inning. The Hoppers got on with 2 walks, and that was all as 5 batters came up to the plate, and no one scored. It'll be Easton Beatty to lead things off. He's up for the 2nd time today after an 0-for-1 start with a fly out to left field. That was hit pretty well. Pull side as that one misses. Lone in to get a started, 1-0 count. He grabbed it well off the barrel, but again, it's a deep drive out to the left field if you want one to escape the ballpark. Lynn works for the windup in this right-on-right matchup. Curveball works inside, and 2-0 now the count to Beatty. Beatty's a guy who's got a very fluid swing, and it looks really good. He should be getting fluid up on the curveball so far this year. And if he works that down, he's getting on at quite the clip as that one misses downstairs. He's not fooled by it. It's a fastball for a 3-0 count. Even so, he's reached over 36% of the time safely with a .361 on base percentage, to clarify. Helps when you have 7 walks and team leading 7 base hits. Fastball nails the inside corner, and he's back in with a 3-1 count. So Lynn working quickly between pitches. The Jackson State Community College player is gone with a fastball at the knees for strike 2, and the count now full. Beatty was hustling out of the box, running down towards first already, thinking that one missed low, and we'll see if that comes back to bite him as he toes that right-handed box again. Dane Lynn looks in for the sign from his catcher in this one, Caleb Warren. He comes in with it. Easton Beatty leaves it as that one misses high, and now you have your walk down the first. He's on safely with the leadoff man aboard to bring up Carson Knowles, who's 1-for-1 with that single back in the 2nd inning that he put off the wall. Again, if you put one over the right field, it gets weird. Not everything that, would be deep in a gap or would be way up the line automatically spells an extra base hit for you. First pitch, though, he tried a fastball that he went down to the bottom of the well for, and Knowles held up. 1-0 now the count. As the Hoppers trail by a couple of runs when the Railroaders tacked on 2 in the bottom of the 3rd with an RBI from Sabo and an RBI from Evan McCarthy. But now they have the tying run at the plate as pitch comes in from Lynn. Carson Knowles, ground ball right side, stays fair and bounces off the glove of Chase Cameron, the first baseman. He'll still pick it up and beat Knowles to the bag for the first out. He does move Beatty in the second, though. Again, don't need it all right now, but love to grab at least a little bit of something, and just one run with Beatty in scoring position. It'll be Caden Slaughter batting in the 8th spot now with a chance to bring him across. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd inning. So far, he is just 1 of 4 strikeouts in this game, and the Hoppers starting 9. On deck is McGuire in the top of the order due up. Lynn comes in with the first pitch, and that misses way high for ball 1 to the right-handed hitter, Slaughter. He's a native of the Clarksville area, transferring now to play with Vol State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. They play in the National Christian College Athletic Association with the D2 squad. As a 1-0 comes in from Lynn, and that one hits him off the elbow for another free base. So he's on after the inning began with a walk to Beatty. Slaughter's on with the other free pass. Being a hit by pitch. Runners on first and second, and still only 1 out. The 9th spot, Alex McGuire comes up after a ground out to the third baseman, Ben Kaufman. That ended the 2nd inning, as the Hoppers have yet to score since their 2-run homer from Declan Riggs in the first, who stands 5 batters away, batting in the cleanup spot. Another right-on-right matchup as the Hoppers have a plethora of righties, a limited number of lefties, though. I think Riggs might be the only lefty in the lineup. First pitch, he'll go attacking and foul it backwards for strike 1. And McGuire's had a plethora of experiences outside of just playing baseball with the U.S. Sports University. He transferred there out of Kalamazoo Valley Community College. Currently runs his own social media page, Elite Dingers. Find it on Instagram. As after a long pause, 0-1 comes in from Lynn. He spins one off the outside for ball 1, the even the count. He also interns with the European Baseball Connection Incorporation, where he does a lot of their social media stuff and expands that with the company, as well as helping players kind of get over to Europe from the States. As the 1-1, that one spins and stays high as it did not break much. 2-1 now the count. Been informed that he actually played a couple of summers actually over in Italy, which is very unheard of. And has a card that he can actually go play professionally over there if given a chance. Well, might be in his future. But first, you got to focus here on the Hoppers bringing in some more runs as they trail by 2. Pitch comes in from Lynn. McGuire drives it left side off the top of the glove of Kaufman in the left field. Here comes the runner around third, and Beatty's going to score off the RBI single from McGuire. It's 4-3. So he replaces Slaughter on first. Slaughter replaces Beatty on second, as he came all the way around from second to score. And the Hoppers now just trail by a run with the top of the order, and Cade Wall at the plate. That is RBI number 2 for McGuire this summer. And it comes in a great spot here late into the season. Still in contention for first place here. As Lynn, leg kick comes in the wall for the 3rd time today. Misses at the eyes for ball 1. Still 1 out in the inning, as it was a single back in the first set. He came around and scored on, and a walk back in the 3rd inning for Cade Wall. Now up here in the 4th. Right on right matchup again. Lynn comes in with it. That one sits calmly in the middle of the zone. 1-1 the count. A mild speed on that pitch. I'll tell you, a changeup. As again, we're expecting a change on the mound for the Hoppers when we turn things over. Would love to give, assumably, Jack Hag coming in, at least a tied ball game to work with and not a trailing game. 4-3 the score in the top of the fourth in favor of the Railroaders. There's an attempt thrown back towards second from Lynn, and no tag applied as Slaughter slid in safely. And it's Wall with Eddington standing on deck, even though he'll come out as a pitcher. He will remain in as the DH in this one. Lynn looks in again. The pitch, the K to Wall. And that one nails the outside corner. 1-2. Last time we were here, Wall did have his one and only home run so far this year. That was over the netting in that right center portion of the field. So it was a pretty well-struck shot. And there's a long pause as he looks back towards second quite a few times. The 1-2 spins in the dirt, kicks away. Slaughter moves in the third. McGuire in the second. There's two in scoring position for Wall. He's got a 2-2 count with it. It is not a straight steal. They both advanced technically on the wild pitch as they waited until that got away in the dirt. Wall's brought in 6 RBIs this year. Hasn't had too many opportunities with guys on. He's batting .438 though when he does have men in scoring position, like he does right here. The 2-2 delivery, and he'll leave it above the eyes again. A fastball misses upstairs, and the count runs full. Something could be brewing big for the Hoppers in this inning as they've put up one and look to add a crooked number to the scoreboard. 3-2 delivery. Wall, ground ball left side is picked up by Kaufman. Runners cannot advance as he throws it to first in time across the diamond for out number 2. Even though there's 2 outs, the Hoppers have worked well with 2 outs on the board, and they've been able to bring in quite a lot of runs this year on 2 outs. And they have an opportunity here again with Gabe Eddington now the batter. With 2 standing in scoring position, they give the Hoppers at least a tie, if not the lead, if he puts one in the gap. First one up the middle, and that would find some real estate. Slaughter scores. McGuire unhooks the trailer around third and will come across as well as the Hoppers take the lead from the pitcher himself. It's 5-4 with a 2 RBI single. McGuire came charging around. And once again, the Hoppers score with 2 outs, and the rally here has sparked with a crooked number 3 runs in the inning. Evan Leonard's the third batter in the order. Hoppers led top of the first inning and then let it go in the bottom half of the third. And snatch it back right here. First pitch, a heater blown by Leonard for strike 1. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk so far today. Looking to redeem himself here as a 7th batter to come up this inning for the Hoppers. 0-1 delivery from Lynn. He drives a fastball that dots the outside corner for strike 2. Working in quickly here as Lynn toes the rubber, working from the stretch here. The Paducah, Kentucky native will leg kick and deliver as the runner takes off. There's a swing and a miss, and he sat down on 3 straight strikes. That'll end the top of the 4th, but the Hoppers tack on 3. It's an RBI to bring around Beatty from Alex McGuire, and a 2 RBI single from Gabe Eddington to give the Hoppers the lead. It's 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the fourth in Fulton, Kentucky for our last road game of the regular season. Hoppers sit in second place with 23 wins and 10 losses so far in the year. The starter, Gabe Bennington, went 3 total innings, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. Rivera comes in to pitch now as the first one is found off backwards to get us started. He'll be facing now in the order. Nick Costi to go 1-2-3. And it's Rivera, not Hag, who came in the pitch. Rivera has gone 1 total appearance so far this year. That was against the Henderson Flash. And our doubleheader not earlier this week, but the week previous up at Henderson. 0-1 right back up the middle off the right hip of Rivera. Shortstop Wall picks it up over the first. He's not in time. And there's 1 away. I believe technically that goes down as a 1-6-3 ground down as it hit off Rivera. That's all that matters. We now bring up Chase Cameron. Rivera's all good as it barely nicked him, but still counts. And his 1 appearance, going 1 1/3. He gave up 2 runs, both earned on 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts against the Flash. A right-handed dealer. He comes in with the next pitch. This 1 hit strong to right field, and that's going to climb over the netting for a solo homer. And we're tied again at 5. Chase Cameron with the home run puts him at 2 for 3 with a double and a strikeout now on the day. That is home run number 4 for Cameron on the season. Again, that's a ball that didn't skate by much, but you got to play the park well, and he sent one out of here. That's all that matters. It counts on the scoreboard. So the Railroaders have now scored in every inning. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 in the third, and now 1 in the fourth with a home run. Found off backwards to get us started with the next batter, Ben Kaufman, who's manning the hot corner for the Railroaders and batting in the 3 hole. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Now up after not coming up in the 3rd inning, which is the only inning he's not come up in. As we're working quickly through this one. Tries to spin one that Kaufman caught a piece of and put out a play for a strike 2. Kaufman, on the contrary, has homered a team high 5 times this year. Tied for the team lead. And you expect there to be quite a bit more, especially from their lefties. But either way, they're making it work where they can. There's a swing and a miss, and Rivera has his first strikeout of the night. There's 2 outs in the inning as he put him down swinging, and now Jacob Lott, the cleanup batter, comes up. Also not having as many home runs would explain their visit to the cellar, where they've kind of spent the season with their 10 wins and 26 losses, a game behind the 5th place Madisonville Miners. 6th place right now to play the full count rhythm, which would be Fulton, and Madisonville Miners would play the Paducah Chiefs in the first round of the playoffs, as that one touches the outside corner for strike 1 to get us started. It's a best-of-3 series to see who would play the Flash and the Hoppers, who both would get a bye. It just depends on who's going to be the 1 seed and who's going to be that 2 seed. Pitch runs a little bit further outside. 1-1 now the count to Jacob Lott, who has loved playing the Hoppers this year. He's reached twice already today with a single and a walk. As the 1-1 delivery from Rivera. This one popped up. Foul territory left side. Leonard coming over, tracking it back towards the chalk. Flips the glove to secure the final out of the inning. It's a solo home run with 1 out away from Chase Cameron to tie us at 5. We return in the 5th with the Hoppers looking for the lead once again. top of the 5th inning, and the Railroaders, they had their starter go 2 innings. Then Dane Lynn went 2 innings, and now they brought in their 3rd pitcher. Here Cordero comes out of the bullpen for the Railroaders. He's thrown in 8 total appearances so far, 7 of them out of the bullpen, going 19 2/3. He carries a 7.12 ERA into today's contest, giving up 23 runs, only 20 of them earned on 24 hits, 10 walks, 4 hit by pitches, and 25 strikeouts. He has kept things in the zone at a pretty high rate. So you're going to be swinging when you come up, and no better guy to go swinging right now than the lefty, Declan Riggs, who already has a solo home run back, or it's 2-run homer, back in the very first inning. So it'll be 4, 5, 6 to do up as Cordero comes in with the first one, and Riggs fouls it off on the opposite side of the field for strike 1. The Railroaders have minimal activity down in their bullpen right now, just someone starting the toss. Well, the Hoptown bullpen is empty. 0-1 for Riggs after that home run. It was a pop out to the shortstop to put him 1 for 2. As the 0-1 delivery comes in from Cordero, this one opposite field as well. It's going to hook foul for strike 2. Most stayed in the field of play as the Highlands, Illinois native will reset, transferring to play with Mission University this upcoming year. Has a fun walk-up song. He's been walking up back at Tiger Field, the Thunderstruck by AC/DC all season long, trying to bring down the Thunder right here with another long bomb. Pull side would be the ideal situation. Instead, he's looking at one low, and the fans are ecstatic because he is the beer batter, and they have reduced alcohol now. 1 away as Cordero begins his day with a strikeouts. We bring up the 5 spot, Nick Johnson, who's catching, and he's gotten 2 strikeouts already in this one. 1 looking, 1 swinging. He now faces again a new pitcher. Got here Cordero, who is working from the stretch with no one on. Big leg kick, and this one a screamer over to the shortstop, Cuss. He leaps and grabs, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Cordero working quickly, is looking to sit down the Hoppers. 3 up, 3 down for the first time all game long as we bring up Easton Beatty. Again, a fluid swing, and hit one well out towards left field. His first at-bat just could not find the grass. He reached last time on a walk, though, to open up the 4th, which sparked the 3-run inning, and the Hoppers took a 5-4 lead that was tied up in the bottom of the 4th with a solo home run from Chase Cameron. Curveball that finds the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Cordero, Luquilo, Puerto Rico, plays with Jackson State Community College. He made 6 appearances this past spring with a 9.56 ERA there, giving up about 20 runs and 17 of them being earned. 0-1 delivery. Beatty started to go around, holds up as it runs off the outside corner. The count evens. It's been a strikeout and a line out for him quickly in this one, as he'll deal the 1-1 with a massive leg kick. Tries the outside corner with a fastball and can't get the call. He's behind against Beatty 2-1. Beatty playing with Vol State Community College, a native of Clinton, Tennessee. Looking to bring up his .207 batting average today. 2-1 pitch from Cordero comes into the right-handed hitter. He'll watch one on the outside corner, dotted for strike 2 to even the count. Now slightly starting to warm up and toss in the Hoptown bullpen is Thomas Forehand. I do have that one for sure for you, I promise. We're focused right here with Deuces Wild, comes back to the dish, and Beatty swings underneath it, and the Hoppers are set down in order. With 2 strikeouts and a lineout, we head to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through our final road regular season game of the season, tied at 5. By the way, when I said Thomas forehand, I actually meant Ethan Ramage, since they share the same number. So that's who's tossing right now. But we return now to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. Colin Crithers bring you along today's action here in Fulton, Kentucky, as it's Jared Rivera back out on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Back in the 4th inning, he saw 4 batters, and the only guy to do something against him, it was in pretty big fashion. It was a solo home run from Chase Cameron to tie us at 5. We're still tied there as the Railroaders can look for a lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got 5, 6, 7 due up with Easton Sullivan, the leadoff batter in this right-on-right matchup. Rivera with the deep breath comes in from the stretch for the first one. It's a soft grounder back to him. He'll pick it up and run over the first before flipping it, and there's one away on just 1 pitch. Can't get started any more efficient than that in an inning. 1 pitch, 1 out away. We go now to Wade Sabo, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out, ironically enough, back to the pitcher, who at the time was Gabe Eddington. Sabo pitched really, really well against us when we last saw him. Has not hit against us so far this year. He's now completed a total of 12 at-bats, and his 1-3 ground out earlier was the first time he did not have an at-bat result in a single or a strikeout, as that one misses high and away. So in his 12 at-bats, he's got 4 singles, had 6 strikeouts, now 7 with his one earlier. The 1-0 fastball, that's the outside corner, and the count even is 1-1. Herrera working quickly again, even though there's no one on, he does work from the stretch, as a lot more guys in this league are comfortable just sticking to that and not worrying about the windup, even though there's no one on. The 1-1 delivery, and that one just misses low and away for ball 2. Rivera's got a slight sidearm action going for him and whips it in the zone pretty quickly. His fastball's got some good mustard on it. He's able to blow the heater past someone. Unless they catch up like Chase Cameron did, it's going to go a long way. He'll swing underneath that one. He's unable to catch up to it. The count even 2-2. So right now, your big worry is just Cameron, but he's not up for a good while, so keep coming with it right here. Rivera had 1 strikeout last inning. As he comes in with the 2-2 delivery, he'll get his 2nd sign off Sabo. 2 outs now with no one on. Evan McCarthy, the left fielder, comes up. As the Hoppers went 3 up, 3 down to the top half of the order, they look to respond, going 3 up, 3 down against the Railroaders here on the bottom of the 5th. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out at the shortstop Cade Wall, as well as a single back in the 3rd inning where the Railroaders scored 2. First pitch we see to McCarthy comes in. That one spins beneath the swing, and there's 1 strike. That is only Rivera's 2nd appearance on the mound for this Hoptown squad. After he pitched quite a while ago against the Henderson Flash in a losing contest. He spins one again, a curveball lands at the bottom of the strike zone for an 0-2 count. McCarthy in a deep hole early. Rivera gets set from the stretch. He'll fire from the belt. The 0-2 runs the fastball way inside as McCarthy dips out of the way. The count 1-2. We're set now in the right-handed box. McCarthy coming into today's game, batting .200 with only 2 hits. Now has 3 with a single earlier. The 1-2, ground ball right side. Riggs picks it up off the second bounce and throws it to Rivera, who cannot step on the bag cleanly, and McCarthy is safe on first. You can see McCarthy when he was running, not McCarthy, but Rivera when he was running down there, got the ball from Riggs and realized he missed the bag and tried to touch it quickly there again and could not recalibrate in time. So McCarthy now safe. And Caleb Warren in the 8th spot comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a double to open up that 2nd inning. We've seen the strong bat from him. Trying to see if we avoid it right here, which would be more than appreciated. Another right-on-right matchup as the first pitch comes into him. Fastball runs high and away, ball 1. Rivera long stare in. As He finally accepts the sign. Comes to the plate against Warren, who will lay off an outside corner strike. The count evens 1-1. Warren has been more than depressing against the Hoppers this year, batting 1 for 10 coming into this game. Of course, with his double earlier, he's now 2 for 12. As the 1-1 delivery runs inside corner for a called strike, and Warren's behind 1-2 against Rivera. He was ahead against McCarthy before the soft grounder to the right side that was in an awkward spot in the infield, and they could not recover for the PFP action. Now another chance to get out of it as the runner takes off that pitch, miss way to the backstop. And after running up the side and taking a while to fall back down, it's finally caught by Johnson. Doesn't matter as the runner was already standing on second. Evan McCarthy with a straight steal there as the second stolen base for the Railroaders in tonight's contest. Count evens 2-2 for Caleb Warren with the go-ahead run standing over on second base here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We're tied 5-5 with 2 outs. Pitch from Rivera, curveball, and he'll stay alive as he fouled it backwards on top of the grandstand here behind home plate. Everyone takes a moment to reset again as could be a pivotal pitch here for the Railroaders if they're able to put one in a gap. Assumably, you'd think McCarthy could zip around the bases quickly home. He just has 1 stolen base, though, so not the biggest threat to go, as that one is out towards right field, going to be played off the wall. McCarthy coming around third. He's going to score. It's an RBI single, and the Railroaders take the lead 6-5. Railroaders have been working well with 2 outs in this one and work it here again so they continue to score in every single inning. 1 run per inning besides the third where they scored 2, and that has been the difference in this one to give them the lead 6-5 compared to the Hoppers who scored in the first and the fourth. 2 runs in the first, 3 in the fourth, and they just score in bunches and string together runs. They have not been as consistent as the Railroaders at the plate. First pitch runs outside, ball 1. Next batter, the 9 spot, is Pedro Fuentes. Another right-on-right matchup as Fuentes is 0 for 2, looking to extend his 4-game hit streak. The 1-0 delivery, it'll get off the bottom of the bat for strike 1 to even the count. Fuentes so far has a .333 on-base percentage with .212 batting average. Collecting 7 hits now in 35 at-bats. The 1-1 from Rivera. Runs way outside. Now the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, went over 2 weeks without playing. It was June 10th against the Hoppers until June 28th against the Hoppers for him. And he's done well since that June 28th outing. Ground ball left side, and Wall will grab it deep in a hole with a sliding grab, and it will not result in a throw, though, as he could not get back to his feet. There's a single for Fuentes as he's now at a 5-game hit streak. Runners on first and second as we go to the top of the order. Nick Cossey now the batter as the Railroaders extend their 2-out rally looking for insurance. Rivera trying to get out of it after he saw only 4 batters last inning. He's now facing batter number 6 of his second inning of work. Looks in for the sign to face the leadoff man in the order. He got him with a ground out last time, and he started him with a strike on the outside corner. Cossey up for the 4th time today. He's currently 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. That ground out last time, as the first man Rivera faced, actually hit off his right hip before Wall picked it up and threw it the first in time. 0-1 skips in the dirt, and Johnson cannot collect it. Both runners advance in the scoring position on the wild pitch, and the count evens. Ugly look here for the Hoppers in this inning, as this might be where things could get away if they put one out in the field of play yet again. Could have ended 3 up, 3 down, but unable to get the tag down from Rivera on first on the PFP. That one's right down the middle, driven out towards shallow center field. McGuire head first and cannot come up with the catch. So 2 come across and a 2 RBI single. It's 8-5 Railroaders. Cossey brings them all in. And they've scored 3 runs with 2 outs now. Cossey has a total of 3 RBIs today with that one. Now Chase Cameron, who had that solo homer back in the 4th inning against Rivera. The tie is at 5, and well, the Railroaders have taken control since with their 3-run advantage. Rivera comes in, first one fastball that misses inside, ball 1. It's the most Rivera's thrown this summer on the mound in game action. Looks in and ready. He's pitch number 34 of his outing as comes across the plate, goes opposite field, foul, and Leonard won't be able to grab the pop-up as it was too far out of range. So count now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Chase Cameron. Cameron is a native of Prairie Year, Tennessee. Plays with Southwest Tennessee Community College, where he had a .087 batting average this spring. Fouls the next one backwards, and he's behind against Rivera. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Had a lot better of a summer with a 241 average and a 406 on base percentage. That home run, though, was his first hit against the Hoppers all summer campaign. So a way to make your presence known and kind of flip the switch on things as that one runs high and away with a fastball. Can't even 2-2. Rivera's got to change something here to get that final out after it was a leadoff ground out to him. Then he flipped over the first, and then a strikeout. 4 straight have reached. Pop up out of play. What did the 2-2 all over? A long pause here as the Railroaders in their final home game of the regular season look to give their home crowd a victory. The Hoppers want to spoil that. Rivera gets set again, comes to the dish with it, and it's ground ball right side. The broken bat will not result in a hit. It's finally over. The 5th damage has a Band-Aid on it, but it doesn't hold up enough of the injuries for now. To stitch things up and repair this inning, the Hoppers will have to score as it was a 3-spot. 8-5, Railroaders lead. We head to the 6th here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network so far in this one. The Railroaders have collected 8 total runs on 12 hits, whereas the Hoppers have 5 runs on a total of 5 hits. They still face Yahir Cordero with Carson Slaughter to lead things off in the inning. We continue scoreboard watching here in the OVL, primarily with the Henderson Flash at the full count rhythm. They head to the bottom of the 5th inning right now, with the rhythm up 4-1 over the Flash. So things look good from that perspective, but the Hoppers have to win here first, or else it doesn't matter. First pitch, ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Cossey picks it up over the first, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Carson's on safely for the 2nd time today. We'll see what they rule that. But the leadoff man is on, so tying run technically stands on deck right now. Caden Slaughter, the batter, at 7-8-9 due up, beginning with Knowles. Now Slaughter is 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch. Last time up, he came around and scored in that fourth inning where the Hoppers tacked on 3 for a 5-4 lead, and, well, things have flipped on their heads since. First delivery, fastball outside corner, strike one looking. Officially, it looks like they will give Knowles a single, which I would agree with. So he's on with his second base hit of the day. Cordero from the stretch comes in with the 0-1, and Slaughter grounds it left side foul. Count 0-2 to him quickly. His other at-bat was a strikeout back in the second inning. And for Slaughter, that puts him at a total of 15 strikeouts on the summer. Only 4 of them have been looking. He's been an aggressive bat, making contact with, that's 71% of the pitches he swung at this year. Cordero the pause. He'll give the slide step and come to the plate as he'll stay alive, pushing it in front of the Hoptown dugout foul. Slaughter's a guy that can put one opposite field at a pretty good rate. And the big thing with that is usually just a floater that no one could ever catch up to, even at this place where, you know, second base, right fielder are kind of close to each other. With a shallow, short porch and right. Next pitch, curveball high and tight that Slaughter fouls off, pull side, and stays alive again. So he'll be now waiting on pitch number 5 of the at-bat, still no balls. Love to see him catch one off the barrel here. He's collected 10 hits on the year. 9 of them are singles. 1 is an extra base hit that resulted in a double for him. With Knowles on first, the 0-2, he takes off, and it's fouled out of play again. Knowles, not much of a stolen base threat. He's only recorded 1 so far this year. Has not been caught stealing those, so that was his only attempt to swipe a bag. He was successful in. Slaughter comes back up for pitch number 6 of the at-bats. Cordero, it'll be pitch number 15 for him. First, a pickoff move that's high and a good save from Chase Cameron. Keeps it in the infield. As the sun is starting to set here in Fulton, Kentucky, it is 8:15 local time. Hoppers trail by 3 with a tying run standing on deck in form of Alex McGuire. Long pause before Cordero comes in with that slide step again, and it's fouled backwards, and Slaughter loses the bat as well. The way the backstop is set up here, if you've never made the trip out to Lowhouse Field, the bottom is about wood. The midsection of the backstop and the tall portion of it as well is just a normal fencing that you expect in someone's backyard. Before the top of it has a little bit of a metal railing that Slaughter hit that ball off of, and it shot back out to the infield a good distance, but now we're set again. Pitch 7 of the at-bat. On the 0-2, and he goes chasing one outside, throw down as Knowles took off. He's in safely with a stolen base and 1 out. But now the man in scoring position, it's going to be Alex McGuire after Slaughter's got 2 strikeouts this game. McGuire is 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the 4th that brought across Easton Beatty the score, as they then trailed 4-3 as the umpires are meeting quickly for a potential interference against Slaughter that would be devastating for this Hoptown squad. After the strikeout, Slaughter started walking over towards the dugout immediately as he went chasing one outside. His momentum started taking him that way anyways. And with that, the throw down that could result in interference. The big thing is it never really threw off the line that the catcher, Caleb Warren, was throwing down the second for. He never hit Caleb Slaughter, and they never made contact at all. So it might result in everything staying the same. It will, which I would agree with since there was no contact. If there was, then it would be the easiest call ever, and Slaughter would be called for interference. Knowles stands in scoring position after a second stolen base with the Hoptown jersey on. And it's McGuire coming up with another RBI opportunity. He grabbed one last time he was up, and that puts him at a total of 2 so far this summer. Third baseman playing about even with the bag here as the first pitch comes in, and it runs below the knees inside for ball 1 to McGuire. A native of Grand Ledge, Michigan, where he played with the Grand Ledge Comets in high school. Finished up his junior year with the U.S. Sports University. Stands 5'9", 170 pounds in the right-handed box. 1-0 pitch, and it nails the outside corner with a fastball. Count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. So McGuire had a .287 batting average this past year with the Eagles in Daphne, Alabama. And remember, the Eagles are no longer going to be playing in their conference this upcoming year. He drives one post side, up the line. Nose comes around third, and McGuire heads towards second with an RBI double. And it's his second base hit and RBI of the game to make it 8-6. He replaces Knowles 180 feet around the bases. And we now trail by 2. The tying run is Cade Wall at the plate with 1 out in the inning. And McGuire's come alive here. He had a really tough start of the year, and honestly, first 3/4 of it. Again, I was telling him and I was telling people here on the broadcast, I've watched his swing back with the U.S. Sports University. It's strong, and it's coming to play here. Wall, his Eagles teammate. Next one is sent right back where it came from, past the diving second baseman, out into center. McGuire gets the stop sign as Wall goes to second as the throw went all the way to the plate. There's 2 in scoring position for the Hoppers now off the single. Wall just advances again on the throw. Now is up is Gabe Eddington, who's just the DH at this point after he was the starting pitcher as well. And now the catcher, Caleb Warren, out to talk with Cordero as things get away from him. 1 out here in the inning. The tying run stands in scoring position on second with Cade Wall, who's got some mighty fine speed out there. You put one even right field with how short it is again, about 215 feet down the line, which is ridiculous to even think that would come out of my mouth for a collegiate baseball game. 215 feet to a corner. But either way, there is still a chance that you put one down there. Wall would definitely come around third. First pitch, and Eddington started to come around. It was really tight inside, so it's strike 1 as he fouled it off right side. Eddington up again with runners in scoring position. He's batting .286 again this year. And so far today, he's 1 for 3 with a single back in the 4th when he had runners in scoring position. The 0-1, that one runs outside. Count evens. Well, he was able to push guys around until the man on deck, Evan Leonard, ended that 4th inning with a strikeout. Corners in, middle infield back for the Railroaders. The 1-1 pitch from Cordero, and Eddington leaves a fastball belt high and over the heart of the dish for strike 2. He now falls behind in the count with 1 ball on him and takes a minute to reset in the box. A native of Clarksville, Tennessee. And trying to show Trevecca Nazarene the product that they've picked up for this upcoming year. The 1-2 as Cordero comes in with it. It's a fastball that is dropped by Warren below the knees. Count evens 2-2. Eddington's been really good with working his pitch count up against these dealers on the opposing teams. He's been seeing a little over 4 pitches per at-bat, which is most than most guys in the league. He goes waving by the next one, though, and there's a strikeout for Cordero. That's number 3 on his evening. And Leonard comes up with 2 away. Hoppers would love a couple more here. But remember, with 2 outs, the Hoppers kind of strike into a whole new mindset. This is a team that we've been preaching all year. They make comeback victories. They score in that latter portion of the game, the 6th, the 7th innings, maybe even the 8th inning at times. They've made their comeback wins in. They also have that same mentality with 2 outs. They seemingly almost hit better at times. Evan Leonard, first pitch, a heater waved by him. And he's down 0-1. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk back in the 3rd. And every single at-bat, they've started him with a fastball that he has swung through for strike one. He has not been able to catch up to the heater on the first pitch today. As the 0-1 comes in, another heater outside corner, and there's strike two. It was 3 straight strikes for him back in the 4th inning. And he's already behind 0-2 with pitch 3 coming in. Riggs stands on deck, but he might not have a chance here if Leonard replicates his previous at-bat. 0-2 from Cordero after the big leg kick, and it's fouled backwards as Leonard stays alive, refusing to mirror that third at-bat in this game. Thank goodness. He still has McGuire standing on third, and Wall standing on second, looking to bring in a pair of Eagles at this point. Columbia State Community College prospect steps back in this right-on-right matchup. Cordero from Puerto Rico trying to get out of this, still with the lead. It's 8-6 in favor of the Railroaders. The next pitch, and Leonard's struck out there for the 3rd time today. As we head to top of the 6th, Hoppers buy back 1. They trail 8-6 as we head to the bottom half of the inning. Bottom of the 6th, where the Hoppers in the top half of the inning had a lot better response to Cordero than they did in the 5th, where they went 3 up, 3 down. They brought up 6 to the plate and scored their 6th run of the ball game. The trail only by 2 now. It's Railroaders 8, Hoppers 6, as they'll bring up the bulk of the order. 3, 4, 5 due up, beginning with Ben Kaufman to face a new arm on the mound. Ethan Ramage comes in. The pitch for the Hoppers after Rivera went 2 innings of work. First pitch is in there for a strike as we're now started in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ramage just graduated from Caldwell County High School, stands in there as a tall, lanky, right-handed dealer. This one flapped out well, right field, and Knowles just turns back and watches as that one's hammered out of here. Second home run of the game for the Railroaders as the train horn signals run number 9. They lead by 3 yet again. Ramage is making his 2nd appearance on the mound now. In his one previous, he went 1 total inning and faced the minimum with a strikeout. It definitely won't be the minimum now. Jacob Lott coming up, the cleanup batter in the order, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk, as well as the pop out of foul territory. So now you just reset and act like the inning is starting again if you're Ethan Ramage, the Caldwell County graduate. First pitch comes in the left-handed hitter, and it misses outside, ball 1. Ramage committed to play with Midway, home of the Eagles. Next year, he'll be joining the likes of Carter Ross, Mark Harmon, if you remember back to the beginning of the year. Chance Todd as well. As the 1-0 comes in, that's a fastball below the knees for ball 2. Hoppers going to have a lot to come back from when they have 9 outs remaining starting in the top of the 7th inning. But first, they need 3 outs here to escape just trailing by 3. Next pitch misses high. Now the count 3 balls and no strikes as this bullpen game continues and has allowed the Railroaders to put up 9 runs. When Railroaders beat us here on the only victory of the season over Hoptown, it was a 9-7 win, so they've matched that total already. As the next pitch is in there at the belt for strike 1. 3-1's a lot. It went 1 for 4 against us on Monday with a walk. His already matches hit and a walk in this one, but not the number of at-bats as that one touches the outside corner. The count runs full. So Ramage will work back to step on the rubber and quickly looks in for the side. Next one coming into the left-handed lot, and it's a ground ball right side. So Riggs, who scoops it up and is racing him to the bag and beats him by a step. Lott is out, and there's one away. Easton Sullivan now the batter, who's serving as the DH for the Railroaders in this game. Last time he was up as a ground out back to the pitcher at the time, Jared Rivera. He struck out against Addington back in the first inning, but he did reach on the single back in the 4th that came around and scored on after he was brought in by Evan McCarthy, who stands in the hole. That one's in there for strike 1 at the knees to get us started. Right on the right matchup. Inside corner, that dots at 0-2. Really gets started on Sullivan here, who sees pitches decently throughout the year, but has struggled with the base hits. He's been reaching with a .327 on base percentage, however. Goes fishing after the next one and comes up empty-handed with nothing left on the hook. There's the first strikeout for Ramage. Wade Sabo to follow him up as we work quickly in the bottom of the 6th inning, already 2 away. And a 9-6 lead after a leadoff home run from Ben Kaufman on the second pitch he saw. Sabo's 0 for 3, looking to keep a goose egg here with Ramage to deal it. First one, fastball outside. And Sabo plays with Illinois College. Transfer there after beginning his career with Southeastern Illinois College. And was a part of this Railroaders roster in the 2025 campaign. Returns and has looked good on the mound. Trying to do well at the plate as well. As that one 2-0. He was a late join for the Railroaders. They knew he was coming down. They've had him on the roster pretty much all year. Just hasn't seen game action until now in July. 2-0, misses and skips in the dirt, and the count 3 balls, no strikes. And even though there's been plenty of pitching changes for both sides, there's been no changes with their defensive alignments as the Hoppers still look for first place. The 3-0, about high with a fastball. He's back in there. They would need to win today and tomorrow with the Henderson Flash losing today and tomorrow as well. Tomorrow we're back at home against the Madisonville Miners as there's a 5-pitch walk. He's on safely with 2 outs. As a second batter to reach against him. And now Evan McCarthy comes up. Again, back against Madisonville Miners at Tiger Field with a 6:30 p.m. Central Time start time. If you can't make it, you can find it here on the YouTube channel as well as 95.3 The Farm. That's 95.3 FM as well as 953thefarm.com. If you can't make it out to the final regular season game of the year at home at Hopkinsville High School's Tiger Field. Evan McCarthy, the batter with a runner on first. First delivery in there for a called strike to get us started. McCarthy stands 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in his previous 2 at-bats. His opening at-bat, though, was a ground out to end the first inning. Long pause for the 0-1, and there's a swing and a miss as he blows the fastball by him, and there's an 0-2 start. We'll look quickly in the top of the 6th inning. Rhythm still lead the Flash 4-1, so things look good on that front. Hoppers just have to take care of business right here. They trail 9-6 with 3 innings left to play after the conclusion of the bottom of the 6th. They're 1 strike away from sending themselves back to the plate, looking to chip into the damage that's already been delivered their way. McCarthy reworking the batting gloves is finally ready for action here as Ramage was working quickly and looks to throw 3 straight strikes to get out of the 6th with a 9-6 deficit. He shakes off now 2 signs, accepts the 3rd from Nick Johnson. Slide step pitch comes in. This one, fly ball right center field. Got some distance, is going to be off the netting and actually falling behind the fence for a ground road double. There's runners on 2nd and 3rd. Yep, there's the awkward stuff we were talking about earlier. You never know how things can result. As if it's hit off the netting, it slides down behind the fence. It goes down as a ground road double. Sabo wanted to come home on it, but again, you started on first, dude. That's a ground road double. And 2 in scoring position brings up the 8th batter in the order, Caleb Warren, who's made good work of the Hoppers today. 2 for 3 with a double and a single. The catcher also went 2 for 5 in the 5-4 loss against the Hoppers back on Monday. Matched the hit total quickly in this one. The Hoppers just got to find a way to make decent work here. It was a pretty good pitcher's duel after the starters in that game were relieved. As the first one comes in, ground ball left side, Wall picks it up, goes to first across the diamond, and Riggs scoops it out of the dirt for the final out. We escape the 6th with only 1 run, coming across off a leadoff solo homer from Ben Kaufman. It's Railroaders 9, Hoppers 6 as we head to the back 3rd here in Fulton, Kentucky. Bring you back in for the top of the 7th inning here at Lowhouse Field. Hopefully you're enjoying today's broadcast in the final road regular season game of the 2026 campaign. Hoppers sit at 2nd place with a 23-10 record. The Railroaders in the cellar, 10-26, look to tie the Miners, who sit a game ahead of them in 5th place, to switch them in last place. New pitcher on the mound for the Railroaders. They've been giving everyone just 2 innings of work, so after the 2 for Cordero, they bring in Lucas Graniero, who's a sophomore out of Schoolcraft Community College. He's made 4 appearances this summer, going 3 1/3 with an 11.67 ERA. He's given up 6 runs, only 5 earned on 2 hits, 8 walks, and 2 strikeouts. He's really struggled to keep things in the zone and get guys out quickly. It'll be 4, 5, 6 due up, beginning with Declan Riggs. First one above the eyes to get us started with a 1-0 count. So right on left matchup as Riggs is now up for the 4th time today. He had his 2-run homer in the first inning, and since then he's failed to reach with a pop out and a strikeout looking. Now comes in with the 1-0. High and away, 2-0 the Riggs, who at this point after his home run escaped the yard in quick fashion. They have been dicey about giving him something to work with very, very well. 2-0 pitch, and that one misses eye high with a fastball. Count 3-0 to Riggs. And Granero with Schoolcraft Community College this past year went 2 total appearances where he only technically threw a third of an inning, so recorded 1 out, and he really struggled this past spring. That went high and away, and there's a 4-pitch walk. Riggs is aboard safely, and Nick Johnson comes up with the tying run on deck in form of Easton Beatty currently. And it's a third inning of work with 2 appearances for Schoolcraft. He gave up 6 runs, only 4 earned on just 1 hit, but 6 walks. It was you get a base, left and right like Oprah Winfrey on the rubber. First pitch is in there at the letters with a fastball as he's thrown his first strike of the outing. So Johnson starts behind. He's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a lineout to the shortstop who had to leap to grab it as the next one's fouled backwards. 0-2 the count on another fastball. Johnson in a quick hole here. He's in need of a good hit and a start. He's been doing well as a pinch hitter a lot recently, but in his starts, he's not collected as many base hits. As the next one spins and the slider falls off the outside corner for ball 1. Johnson's a guy who we're surprised doesn't have a home run this year. Is a very violent swing with just 1 extra base hit being a double. 15 hits in total, so 14 singles. Next pitch comes in upstairs, and Johnson gets on top of it to foul it backwards. Count still 1-2 for him, with Riggs remaining on first. Again, it's Beatty on deck behind him, and Knowles in the hole. Hoppers trail 9-6 against the home Railroaders, and they would need to win to stay in contention for that first place spot in the OVL with 1 game to go tomorrow. That one skips in the dirt, gets away, and Riggs takes off for second on the wild pitch. He stands in scoring position with an even 2-2 count to the batter. Now this is a spot that Johnson loves to work with. He already has 6 RBIs, even though he doesn't have too many opportunities with the guys in scoring position. When he does, though, he mashes the baseball, batting .333 with men standing on second or third. A fastball in the opposite batter's box as he missed glove side, and the count runs full. Johnson's got a good spot here. You'd be scared to walk another dude. The first 2 guys would be on with a walk if you do so, and that's not the way that you want to start if you're Granero, because that's all you've been doing. Ground ball right side, right to the first baseman, Cameron. He'll step on the bag as Riggs moves in the third with only 1 out. So you technically do your job, even though you're out. You move that runner that much closer, 1 bag away from scoring on the unassisted ground out. Now Easton Beatty has to do his job and poke one into the outfield at the very least to bring in Declan Riggs if he gets something to work with. He could bring one deep left field as well. Center would be tough because we've already seen Jacob Lott has a really strong arm out there. But left field is really deep, and that wouldn't be bad with today's scenario and the dimensions of the ballpark. First pitch comes in, misses outside 1-0. However, you usually look for right field, so Beatty, the right-handed hitter, would be looking to push one opposite side. First baseman playing in on the grass right now. Everyone else about straight up, in the infield and outfield as well, though the right fielder is really shallow. Next one outside 2-0. I like that. I hope you can believe me. The right fielder is shallow, even though it's only 215 down the right field line. He's literally playing probably 3 steps outside of the infield, so a ground ball to the right side could result in a 9-3 ground out. 2-0 comes in from Granero, and Beatty leaves it on the inside corner. It'll catch for strike 1. Borderline there, Beatty didn't love. Hopper fans in attendance didn't love as well, as they've come out in a decent numbers, as that's our furthest travel of the year. Beatty swings underneath the next one. That comes in with a fastball. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Beatty with runners in scoring position has been batting .316 this year, which is well above his .207 normally. He gets guys standing on second and third, and he locks in for him. 2-2 pitch from Granero, way outside. It's saved by Warren from going to the backstop to hold Riggs at third, and the count runs full again. So where you had Johnson, who ended up in that ground out to the right side, Riggs has got to be really ready here. Can't take off on the pitch or anything. Depending on where it is, you better be scoring. As that one's in the dirt, but not far enough for Riggs to go. There's a walk as Beatty's reached with the second free base of the day. His 2 times he's reached have both been via the walk, as he still stands 0 for 2. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Carson Knowles is now the batter. Beatty not much of a stolen base threat. He's 4 for 4 on the base pads, swiping them so far this summer. He's got to be thinking about going here, though, to prevent that double play. Does have a righty in Carson Knowles, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a run. First pitch, hit left field, and a fly ball, shallow and foul territory. Potentially, no, it's going to be in fair territory. And the shortstop, Kasi, picks it up. It's not deep enough for Riggs or Beatty to advance. So now it's runners on the corners with 2 outs. Apologize for debating whether that was foul or not. I'm just basing where it is in the air off the fielders, as the third baseman went way into foul territory with the track, and I realized he had no idea where it was. And then I saw the shortstop was the one calling everyone off, and there was a literal roof a foot above me, so you can't see too high in the air. Pitch outside, 1-0, gets us started with Caden Slaughter. Now the batter. But if you're Carson Knowles, that's about the worst result you can ask for there. Shallow pop up on the left side, and no one can move. So Slaughter's got to do something here to bring in a couple of runs, as he represents the tying run. As that one's hit right field and will hook foul for strike 1, as it had the distance. Don't think it had the height to get out of here, though, but would have at the very least brought in Riggs standing on third. It'd be the 7th run with Beatty the 8th, and again Slaughter the 9th. The 1-1 delivery. Fastball runs outside. Count 2-1. Slaughter's had 2 strikeouts outside of his hit by pitch in the 4th inning that he came around and scored on with a 2 RBI single from Gabe Eddington. Ground ball left side, softly picked up by the third baseman over the first, and Slaughter will leg out an RBI single and cut into the deficit. It's 9-7. Slaughter was chugging out of the box as soon as that ball was off the barrel of the bat. He got on top of it, but it didn't matter if he wasn't hustling down there as strongly as possible. I mean, the hustle was literally the only reason he reached safely. He would have been out if he wasn't. He beat it by maybe a quarter of a step. 7-9 as Slaughter brings in Riggs. Beatty stands on second. McGuire, the batter, who's had a very good night for himself. First one in front of the catcher, gets away, and Beatty moves in the third on it. Slaughter remains on first. Count 1-0 after that one got away. Slaughter is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. Has recorded an RBI on each of them. An RBI single and an RBI double, and he came around and scored as well off that 2 RBI single from Eddington in the 4th inning, and he came from second, and he was moving, I will say. He was moving. There's been plenty of times this year they've used him as a pinch runner in games to move around the bases quickly, and McGuire, you could see why if you ever watch him. He's got a lot of speed around the bases and showed it with that 2 RBI single from Eddington coming from second. The 1-0, and McGuire ground ball left side. The Nick Casio picks it up, flips to second, and Slaughter cannot beat him there. It's a fielder's choice to end the inning, but the Hoppers do grab one of their 3 needed runs. It's Railroaders 9, Hoppers 7, looking to keep the deficit right where we're at as we head to stretch time here at Lowhouse Field. Bottom of the 7th with Ethan Ramage back out for the red and black on the mound for his second inning of work. Last inning, it was a leadoff homer, then 2 straight outs, and things started to get away with a walk and a double, but no one else came across and scored after the 6-3 ground out. So it's a 9-7 game after the Hoppers scratched one across in the top half of the inning. Ramage's first pitch hit out towards dead center. McGuire going back, and he's underneath it for the first pitch out against Fuentes, who's up at the plate. It's 9, and then 1 and 2 due up. So 1 pitch, 1 down. We go to Nick Cossey at the top of the order after the fly out. Cossey's up for the 5th time today. He is 2 for 3 with a pair of singles and a walk all the way back in the first inning when he came around and scored his only run. Both of his singles, though, has brought in runs. He's recorded 3 RBIs, so he's responsible for 4 runs today. Pitch is a fastball over the heart of the plate and belt high for strike 1. Can't get much better than that for you. Now Ramage will start moving around the corners as he gets set again. It's all right. He comes in with a curveball that he pulled the string on early for ball 1. And Ramage committed to play with Midway next year. That's in Midway, Kentucky, obviously, around the Lexington area. As there's a fastball at the knees for strike 2. Ramage working back in quickly against Cossey, who's had his own struggles against the Hoppers this year, recording now only 5 hits and a total of 18 at-bats against us in the summer campaign. The 1-2, and he fouls off a curveball to stay alive. Cossey just finished up his sophomore year as a two-way guy with Montluce State Community College. He only made 4 appearances on the mound and had a 6.75 ERA. Leads the team with 7 doubles this year. That's the only category he leads them in, though. Next pitch, a fastball misses at the shoelaces, and the count evens 2-2. Batting average will continue to climb after tonight as he's reached 3 of the 4 times he's approached the dish. He toes out a right-handed box again as Ramage comes in with a big leg kick. A curveball popped up in the infield. The shortstop, Cade Wall, calling everyone off. And there's 2 outs in the inning. I'll go to Chase Cameron. And last time the Hoppers had a chance to go 3 up, 3 down was the 5th inning when Rivera was still the pitcher. He got the first 2 men out. And then it was 4 straight singles when they brought in 3 runs, and that gave them the lead that they have yet to give up since. Chase Cameron, the batter, who's up for the 5th time, is 2 for 5 with a double and a home run. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. Also has a strikeout and a ground out on his line, so has kind of done a bit of everything. Don't want him to do actually everything, but he's been dancing around the field today. Next pitch outside corner, count evens 1 ball, 1 strike as Cameron's potentially going to be in a hole with his next one as Ramage comes in with a fastball. I thought he was going to try maybe inside corner. Went outside and ran it too far. 2-1 now the count. As the Hoppers look to salvage the final game on the road of the regular season and keep their name in the hat for the OVL regular season title and the first seed in the postseason. 3-1 the count. As if they win today and tomorrow, and Henderson loses today and tomorrow, Hoppers would be crowned first place. They've split the season with the Flash all year long, so no one has that tiebreaker. As the 3-1 is hit well out towards the shortstop, and had a lot of hang time, a can of corn for Wall as the Railroaders are sat down in order. We head now to the 8th inning. Hoppers only down by a couple. It's 9 Railroaders, 7 Hoptown. Top of the 8th inning where the Hoppers scored one. The top of the 7th, they scored one in the 6th. They've been chipping away here in the latter portion of the game, looking to make yet again another comeback win. It'll be 1, 2, 3 due up in the order, beginning with Cade Wall. They've got to jump all over the pitcher right now. Lucas Granero, who's looking to build his confidence back at this point as he struggled this past spring. He struggled this summer. It's perfect time for the Hoppers to finally at least tie things up, if not take back the lead that they had back in the 4th inning. First pitch, high and in, ball 1. They get us started with Cade Wall, who's up for the 5th time today. He's reached safely 3 times with 2 singles and a walk. Granero, the righty, comes in, and Wall leaves one dotted on the outside corner. Count evens. Outside of his safely reached attempts, he's had a 5-3 ground out, so he's put everything in play that he can, besides his walk, obviously. As the 1-1 comes in, and that one over the head of Wall goes all the way and hits the home plate umpire, and this is not good. Got him near the collarbone. Count will be 2-1 as the field umpires come in quickly. That caught him good, unfortunately, as he spikes a bit of equipment, trying to work off the pain. And strikes you in the worst spot, too. Just misses the shoulder pads that he's wearing. And, yeah, I think just caught him near the collarbone, which pushes back and does not feel good. And now you got to wonder what Granero could come back with when we return, because, again, a guy who's working his confidence up, he might be disheveled with that. And Wall is a guy who, if he puts one in the gap, is off to the races and gets on his course quickly. He also had a home run last time we were here at Lowhouse Field. Weird side commentary for you, but the center fielder just threw his glove like, I don't know, 10 feet away to play fetch with himself. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was throwing out a bug. Who knows? But we're still checking on our home plate umpires. He starts to walk over to the third base dugout, home of the Railroaders there, as they hang up their 2013 OVL championship banner on the side of it. Things do not look great as the home plate umpire will be checked up on. Hopefully he should be back soon, maybe just getting some water and a quick bit of ice. If he cannot return, we would just resume with our 2 umpires, one at home and one back in the field, and that could throw things off as well with a whole different strike zone per chance there. Just on the main reason that it's different guys, and usually you work into the game, you get a good idea of what the strike zone looks like, what the pitchers are giving you, what the umpire is giving the pitchers or not. That's why the Hoppers have done really well later in games compared to earlier, because they communicate in the dugout. They keep their 9 out there. Even if they're not in the game, they're all still paying attention, just because there's been a majority of games this year that I think almost every game this year we've had a pinch hitter and the guys have come in. It's a sub in the 7th, 8th, 9th innings, which of course we're in right now with 6 outs remaining for the Hoppers to make a comeback. And you've got to be ready for anything at this point, where the Hoppers, they see a new umpire, could throw them out of whack and could result in loss number 11. As we take a moment to look at scores around the OVL, our home plate umpire still getting checked up on in the dugout. The Henderson Flash would clinch first place today in the OVL with a win on the road against the Full Kent Rhythm. However, they trail 4-2 against the Rhythm in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Rhythm holding strong, need them to hold strong for 3 more innings, and the Hoppers would still have a chance at first if they win this one here as well. Also playing this tonight would be the Paducah Chiefs and the Madisonville Miners, though I'm not even sure they actually played. It says final was 0-0, which means I would say they would not have played today's bit of action. Trying to update you here as quickly as I possibly can. It might have just been sorry for the big pause there. I believe they just got rained out over in Paducah, so no game there. Just 2 bits of action in the OVL as we're still waiting. Granero to start to take some warm-up pitches again to stay fresh, as the Hoppers, contrary, are playing a little hacky sack on the right side in front of their dugout with the guys who aren't in today's game. They're truly just having fun with the last few games of the regular season and keeping things interesting over there. They're keeping it light, which is really what you want. Sure, the wins and everything is fun, but it's summer ball for these guys. It's not their college season. They want to have fun. They want to enjoy these next few games that, again, might not mean all too much if the Hoppers cannot pull out this one. And if that's the case, if we lose here, tomorrow's game literally would mean nothing whatsoever in the standings. It just pretty much stats for the guys in reps form as well here in the OVL. So back to action as our home plate umpires return, and kudos to him after he wore that one hard. It's going to be still Wall up there with no one on, no outs in the top of the 8th. Granero comes in, runs inside with a fastball, 3-1. Again, a guy who struggles to locate the zone. He saw 6 batters come up last inning. He delivered a pair of walks and a RBI single to Slaughter. Next pitch, the wall outside, and the leadoff man is on with the free bag. He'll take his walk down the first, and coming up is Gabe Eddington, who currently stands 1 for 4 with a single back in the 4th inning. Just got to get him on as Eddington represents the tying run in tonight's ball game against the Railroaders. Third baseman starting to cheat in and playing level with the grass as everyone else is about straight up. Right on right matchup here as Granero comes in, and Eddington leaves one low and away for ball 1. Good hold from Eddington as that one got away, and you got to make Granero come to you at this point, not just because of what he's done tonight, but in general what he's done the full year. That one is in there on the inside half, and the count evens 1-1 for Eddington. He began this game as a little bit of a Shohei Ohtani action as the pitcher as well as the DH. He's still continuing as the DH in this one. 1-1 comes in, runner takes off. Throw goes down to second. He slides in with stolen base number 18 now as he's gotten triple of them so far this game. He's got the hat trick of stolen bases to put himself back in scoring position. Count 2-1 as the pitch did miss to Eddington. And you do need one more run here at the very least to make the 9th a little easier on you. This one hit well to right field. Pop up to Wade Sabo. Camp underneath it. He's caught, and with there not being too much distance out there, there's not a chance for Wall to tag up. So runner on second, one out, brings up Evan Leonard. He also has a hat trick of strikeouts to put him 0 for 3. He did reach back in the 3rd inning with a walk. Need him on here with Declan Riggs standing on deck. So it's a right-on-right matchup as Leonard steps into the box, and Granero gets set working from the stretch. He has an open stance as he comes in, and there's a fastball to knees. He's been started with a strike every single at-bat. That's the first one he hasn't swung at. Usually they've been about high. That was borderline at the bottom of the zone, but caught it at the knees. So he starts behind for the 5th time tonight. The 0-1. That one skips in the dirt, goes to the backstop, and Wall moves into third base with an even count to Leonard. Got to poke one out there. And that brings in run number 8, if possible. Hoppers have scored a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th, a run in the 8th, and a run in the 9th would tie things up and at least give us a chance to force sudden death as they don't play extras here in the OVL. The 1-1 delivery, Evan Leonard swings through and is behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Hoppers would stay in contention for first place in the OVL as the Flash look like they'll lose tonight's game. That one is hit right side and will fade out of play. So Leonard stays alive. He's not the final chance here in the inning, obviously with just 1 out. And Riggs standing on deck. But love something here without forcing Riggs to do something with 2 outs. Because that's a lot of pressure on one guy. 1-2 from Granero as he leg kicks and deals and misses above the letters with a fastball. The count evens at 2 apiece. Leonard so far this summer is batting .267 with runners in scoring position. He has 8 RBIs. Wants to bring in 9 right here. Next one's found backwards. He stays in the box, waiting for another pitch. That's a good hold from him. First baseman, Chase Cameron, pinched in on the inside portion of the grass. Decent lip over there as field's looking good after a little rain passed through earlier today. No credit to the grounds crew here. The 2-2 pitch spinner, and that one falls off the plate with a slider, and the count runs full. Hard pause there, and a good hold from Leonard as Granero toes the rubber, looking in for the sign. Accepts and readies the deal. Pitch 41 of his evening. The 3-2 goes in the dirt to the backstop. Wall starts to come home and will scamper back quickly as that bounced off the backstop quickly. So it's runners on the corners now with only one out. And Declan Riggs, who was serving as the beer batter tonight. Back in the first inning, had a 2-run homer to keep the place dry. Again, the beer batter, when they strike out, means reduced prices on the alcohol here for the fans. Now, I'll bring out the coach for the Fulton Railroaders, and they probably go into the bullpen right here. They asked for the game ball, and that'll be it for Granero. They go to the Arm Barn for their 5th pitcher in this ball game. We'll tell you all about him after this short break. Don't go anywhere. Hoppers a chance to tie things up when we return. Back with the top of the 8th in game 34 of the regular season for the Hoptown Hoppers. They've got runners on the corners with only one out. That runner on first would be the tying run, and the winning run would be at the plate. The Railroaders go away from pitcher number 4, Lucas Granero, and elect to go to a left-handed dealer to face the Hoppers lefty, Declan Riggs. It'll be Grant Baskin on the mound, not to be confused with Baskin's family from the Tiger documentary, obviously. Tiger King, or not to be confused with Baskin Robbins. No, Grant Baskin out there for his 4th appearance. He carries a 5.73 ERA into today's game. He's done decent in his 3 outings so far. First pitch is left-on-left matchup, and Riggs leaves one below the knees for ball 1 to get us started. Standing on third is Cade Wall. Over on first base stands Evan Leonard after a walk, puts him on for the 2nd time today. So it's Declan Riggs with Nick Johnson on deck as he'll come set again. Grant Baskin comes in with the pitch. Curveball, that misses inside. 2-0 the count to Riggs, who outside of that home run reached last time with a walk and has been put down with an out in his other 2 appearances at the plate. Baskin gets set from the left side of the rubber. Comes in with the pitch. And Riggs leaves it, nailing the outside corner, knee high for strike 1. Both Railroaders and Hoppers fans starting to get into it at this point as we are in for a doozy in the back half of the Hoppers can bring in a few right here. The 1-2 as that one runs way inside and hits Declan Riggs. So now the bases are juiced for the Hoptown Hoppers. The tying run stands in scoring position. The tying run aboard on first. And the batter, Nick Johnson. Huge spot when you know what the Hoppers can do when they're playing from behind, when it's later in a game, when they have bases loaded. Lord, it is beautiful baseball to watch without a doubt. So Nick Johnson so far tonight has not shown beautiful baseball. It's 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts on his line. But all that can be forgotten and forgiven. If you put one into a gap here to at least bring in run, if not, 2 of them. First pitch, Johnson sees, that misses just above the plate, low for ball 1. And Nick Johnson with runners in scoring position so far this year is currently batting .333, mashing the ball around the yard with guys standing on second or third. As the lefty comes in, deals, and Johnson puts it up the left field line. That one lands fair. Wall's going to score. Leonard gets the wave side coming around, and he's going to score off a missile to tie the game for Nick Johnson. It's 9-9. Hoppers have something cooking here in the 8th inning with a 2 spot. And looking for more with still 1 out and runners on first and second as Easton Beatty in the 6th spot, as both those runs that come across are rewarded still to Lucas Granero. But Grant Baskin not looking much better with a hit by pitch, and now a single off him. Huge from Johnson again. He can rope one down the line just like I was saying. And all is forgiven for him at this point. He is reconciled to tie us at 9 in the 8th inning. Beatty, the first pitch from the left-handed dealer, high and away, 1-0 now the count. And Johnson caught all of that baseball, and there was no chance that Ben Kaufman, the third baseman, man in the hot corner, could get to that in time. Baskin gets set again. He'll deal from the left side, and Beatty will swing it. It pops it up right side, going back towards the wall. Doesn't have the distance. He sends a monster shot over the little monster, and it's 12-9. Beatty sends one way out of here, and the Hoppers retake the lead. As he crosses home plate with home run number 1 of the summer in a huge spot. The Hoppers have put up 5 in the inning and now have a shot to stay in contention for first place in the OVL. Beatty with the home run. And now coming up is Carson Knowles trying to follow up that sweet shot. 3 come around on it. As Knowles comes up, 21 combined runs in this game. A little bit of what we expect, as both teams have scored in good fashion against each other this year, even though it was a 5-4 win earlier this week for the Hoppers back at Tiger Field. First pitch, about high, strike 1 on a fastball. That was a walk-off winner in the bottom of the 9th when Brennan Gibson had a triple to dead center field and came across on a wild pitch from Brady Davis. The 0-1, and there's a swing and miss from Knowles, 0-2 the count. No one on the bases, still 1 out on deck stands Caden Slaughter, who had the RBI single last inning and brought in our only run to keep us alive. Most runs in a single inning for either team, now 5 of them, as Knowles stays alive, lining one way out of play, right side into the Fulton parking lot, hopefully avoiding the cars. Never want to wish for that, it's bad karma. And maybe it came back on the Hoppers when they are back at Madisonville. Not the last time earlier this week, but last week before that when, well, foul ball may or may not have broke a window. Can't confirm, but can't deny it either. He'll tip off the next one into the glove of Caleb Warren. He finds it in the back of the leather for a strikeout swinging, and there's 2 away in the top of the 8th. And Slaughter now the batter, who was reached twice again with the hit by pitch and that single that we just brought up for him. He'll take a moment to grab some dirt, pet it on the lumber, and toe the right-handed box now. It's a bit of his normal routine. It's working for him here down the stretch. This has been getting on at least with 1 base hit per game recently, as That one, a called strike outside, gets him started in the count. Slaughter's been doing a lot better here. A 204 average. He's been doing well all year, but he just struggled with putting balls right at someone in the field. He just can't find a gap. Lately, though, it's been connecting for him, as that one misses high and away. The count evens at 1-1. And when it connects for him, it really helps out this Hoptown lineup whenever he's in. He moves that lineup along so well when he gets on with base hits, and they usually start something with a rally from it in recent games, as that one's 2-1. They haven't today. His RBI single was all that really came from the 7th inning. Now bring in Declan Riggs as the next guy. Alex McGuire hit into a fielder's choice to end the inning. But usually he's able to spark stuff. As the 2-1 pitch, that one, a slider, finds the middle of the zone, and the count evens 2-2. Looking to mark a 2-out rally as the Hoppers have already put up a 5 spot. And would like to add on to the crooked number as they lead by 3. The 2-2 delivery, and Slaughter fouls it backwards to stay alive, and in doing so, broke a little piece of lumber on the backstop that's holding up the fence here. So they will actually pick that up and try to move it out of play. Split a literal wooden plank down the middle of it. So that takes some strength for you. You can flex the muscles there, Caden Slaughter. He's got his family in attendance, who, again, shout out to his dad and mom. They've been to almost every single game this year, as I want to put out their #1 Hopper supporters. He also has a younger brother, Keegan, who is a really good player as well. You can find some of his stuff. He's posted online, does some tee work, and has a really strong swing as a high school player. 2-2, and Slaughter waves by it to end the top of the 8th inning. But before doing so, there's a 3-run homer to take the lead from Easton Beatty. It's 12-9 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Now it's 6 outs remaining for the Railroaders to make a comeback. I welcome you back here to Lowhouse Field on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. We have thanked them for treating us so well all year long, literally here in the broadcast booth and out on the field, but also for the players to bring in plenty of runs. The good news right now for you fans as we return, the Hoppers just put up a 5 spot in the top half of the inning, including a 3-run homer from Easton Beatty. They now lead 12-9. The bad news is that in the top of the 8th inning over in Hendersonville, well, the Flash have tied the rhythm 4-4, and they have the go-ahead run on third base, but there are 2 outs and 2 strikes on the batter, Jacob Tucker. So pray that McDowell, the pitcher right now for the Rhythm, can get them out of the inning at least tied, because that would be what the Hoppers need to stay in contention and possibly be crowned the OVL champs tomorrow with a win and another Henderson loss. Jack Hagg comes in as a new pitcher, as his first delivery is a fastball right at the knees for strike 1 over the heart of the dish. gets us started. The Hoppers brought up 8 batters last inning, and their 5 spot on the board. It's going to be 3, 4, 5 up now for the Railroaders, beginning with Ben Kaufman, who's already behind 0-1. And Hag comes in with the next one that slices around Cade Wall's glove in the center field. There's a leadoff single. Kaufman's now on for the 3rd time today to put him 3 for 5. His other base hits he hasn't reached on have been strikeouts, though he does have a solo home run. And now it's Jacob Lott, as the Railroaders have done well when they've been trailing, and they've scored in every inning but the bottom of the 7th. It's been 1 run in the 1st, 2nd, 4th, and the 6th, but it's been 2 runs in the 3rd and 3 runs in the 4th inning. Jack Hag resets now, a right-handed dealer for this Hoptown squad. So far this year, he's made 3 appearances, going 6 total innings. Has not given up an earned run yet. 1 run has come across, though, on 3 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. First pitch now is going to miss low to Jacob Lott. 1-0 the count. As Kaufman still stands over on first. So far this year for Ben Kaufman, he has recorded 0 stolen bases, so not a threat to be moving up here much. Hag still working from the stretch, though. Comes in with it. As that one's tagged out towards center field. McGuire turning the hips, relocates it as he flips the shoulders, and has caught it for the first out. McGuire has a gold glove out there and shows it off again here to the Fulton faithful. As there's 1 away and still a runner on first, we go to the 5 spot, Easton Sullivan. McGuire's made so many fantastic grabs out there. Unfortunately, probably being topped by Reed Hayes' diving Superman catch on Wednesday in game 1 of the doubleheader that ended up pretty much winning that ball game for him. Now Hag comes in with another fastball and nails the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Sullivan, who starts the day 1 for 4 with a single back in the 2nd inning. Sullivan this season is batting .211. Has only 5 hits against the Hoppers this summer, including that hit earlier today. 0-1 from Hag with a slide step, and he'll miss low and away. 1-1. When he's been missing so far in this early first inning of work for him, he's been missing glove side. Got to keep that over-rotation dialed back in a little bit, as Kaufman still leads off first with a very small lead. Hag will come to the plate with another slide step curveball up the third base line, fair. That one's picked up quickly by the left fielder, Easton Beatty, and brought in for just a single with runners on first and second and only 1 out. The tying run comes to the plate with Wade Sabo as the hope for the Railroaders. They have 5 outs remaining to make a comeback, and they've been doing well against the Hoppers as they continue their bullpen game as scheduled in this one. The starter was Gabe Eddington. He went 3 total innings. Rivera followed with 2 innings of work. Now Ramage went 2, and Hag's in for his first bit of work. He's got a little bit of adversity on the base pads against him, as he'll look in for the sign, accepts it. Looks back towards second twice before the slide step, and a swing and a miss as he blows the heater by him for strike 1 to get us started. Sabo has reached safely once today with a walk his last time up. It's been 2 strikeouts and a ground out back to the pitcher, who at the time was Gabe Eddington for him so far today. Hag a long stare in down the aisle to his backstop. Nick Johnson will step off the backside of the bump to recalibrate. Looks down the barrel again for the signs from Johnson. He'll accept the first and is ready. From the belt, Hag fires, and that one is called a strike on the outside. No balls and 2 strikes to Wade Sabo. Again, he hasn't hit too much so far this year. Has just 4 hits and 10 attempts coming into this game. Obviously, that's now 4 in 13 at-bats. 0-2. And he'll lay off. It doesn't matter. He's rung up on strikes as Hag has 2 put away. Runners remain on first and second. And it's Evan McCarthy after the backwards K. Looking to serve him left and right. If you can get another one here, you're out of the inning. Still up by 3 runs with 1 inning of action. Remember, if things are tied at the end of regulation, if you will, then the Hoppers would not play extra innings. They'd play sudden death here in the OVL regular season. First pitch coming in from Hag, and way inside as McCarthy dipped out of the way for ball one. A few guys down in the Hoptown dugout chancing away and cheering on their squad. And a back-and-forth thriller here at Lowhouse Field with the Hoppers starting with the lead. The Railroaders stole it back. They never looked back until last inning when the Hoppers not only tied things up, had a 3-run homer to take the lead. The 1-0 pitch, a swing and a miss as McCarthy went underneath it. The count evens 1-1. McCarthy's reached safely 3 times with 2 singles and a double. He's recorded an RBI and a run. He stands 3 for 4. He lost his little piece and comes back up. That one skips in front of the plate in the dirt, and Johnson with a good block holds the runners where they're at. 2-1 the count. Really solid save there. As again, you move him over, then there's a chance they come around, and any run at this point hurts and makes things real scary for that 9th inning. Hag set again. The 2-1 pitch now to the dish, and McCarthy lays off one outside. 3-1. And really appreciate having you here on the Hoptown Hoppers TV network. It's been an honor bringing you Hoptown baseball all summer long. You catch us here tomorrow night when the Hoppers are back at home against the Madisonville Miners at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. The 3-1 pitch high inside, and there's a walk to load the bases. Coming up with the most prime opportunity in this one for the Railroaders, it'll be Caleb Warren. It's McCarthy standing on first, Sullivan on second, and Kaufman on third. That's a tying run over on first. The go ahead at the plate. You need to end this one right here if possible, or else things could get dicey. And you do not want to go into that 9th inning tied or even trailing if he sends one out of here. And Warren's capable of it. He has team tied second most, 4 home runs. First pitch, that one's low for ball 1. Warren's 2 for 4 with a double and a run. No RBIs, but 2 runs so far. As Hag works through the windup again. The 1-0 delivery. That one's a fastball. That's just below the knees. Good frame from Johnson. Can't get the call. 2-0. Really good hold from Johnson, but cannot pay off for him. Looks like Henley, Evan Jacob, and looks like maybe Carter Ross down the bullpen right now, cheering on their squad. 2-0 pitch from Jack Hag with bases loaded. This one's tagged for a grand slam. And just like last night, I've called another opponent home run, and the Railroaders lead 13-12 with a grand salami. It was 5 runs in the top half of the inning. Fulton responds with 4 here. First grand slam we've witnessed all year long, and it comes in terrible timing for the Hoppers as they now need to get another one in the top half of the 9th. Total of 25 runs in tonight's contest for the last home regular season game for the Fulton Railroaders at Lowhouse Field. Our last road contest as well in the regular season. We will have a bye in the postseason and will not be playing until next Friday in the semifinals and a best-of-3. Not sure who we'd have yet, as there is a play-in for that. So there's a quick conversation as Pedro Fuentes comes up as the 7th batter this inning. Things have sneaked away from Hag after he was all too close to getting out of the inning, and boy, it all just swiftly swept away under the rug. The Hoppers' lead was fun while it lasted, but it was short-lived, and they need to get something again in the 9th when they will bring up McGuire in the 9th spot, then the top of the order again, which got things started last inning as well. Meeting adjourned between the third base coach and Fuentes. He's 1 for 4 with a single back in the 5th. That stretches him out to a 5-game hit streak. Fuentes has looked really good as of recent, though he started out the gate as slow as humanly possible. A Puerto Rico native, first pitch he sees from Hag. That's going to miss down at the bottom of the well for ball 1. Fuentes now has 2 hits against Hoptown this summer. He's mostly played against us, even when he was only getting sparse starts. 1-0 delivery, curveball, and it's at the bottom of the zone for a called strike to even the count. Specifically from Mayagüez, Puerto Rico, plays with Jackson State Community College. The 1-1. Ground ball, left side foul, 1-2 the count. Hag is working back in decently here, as Fuentes looks to bring up his .333 on-base percentage at the very least. He's now has 8 hits, 7 of them are singles, 1's a double. He's reached on 5 walks this year. The 1-2, and it's tipped again to stay alive with back-to-back foul balls. Hag trying to send his team back to the plate here with 3 outs remaining. As we were saying a little bit ago, the Hoppers had 9 outs remaining. They took the lead, and the Railroaders had 6 outs remaining. Well, now it's the Hoppers with 3 outs remaining as they trail yet again in this game, as they have the majority of the time after a really strong start where they were up by a couple of runs to get it started. Pitch runs outside with the curve. 2-2 the count as Hag works through the windup again. There's another curveball that falls off the outside corner. The count runs full of Fuentes with the top of the order standing on deck. Nick Cossey is the man who would bat next, but you do not want to see him come up because he's due to be sparked, as that's a soft grounder left side. It's going to tail foul. Also, taking a look again, Henderson Flash in full count rhythm, tied at 4, headed to the top of the 9th inning. So the Flash have one more chance to score before the Rhythm try to walk it off or send it to sudden death if they fail in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Hoppers need something back here. Hag working through the windup again. The full count delivery, fastball at the knees for a strikeout looking as the Hoppers get out of the 8th. 4 spot after a grand slam from Caleb Bourne, but that does end the inning as the Hoppers trail by 1. Railroaders 13, Hoppers 12. When we return, it's the final inning on the road this summer as the Hoppers look to regain the lead and force a bottom of the 9th. Back now in the top of the 9th inning, we've got ourselves a ball game here as the Hoppers look to stay in contention for that first overall seed in the OVL if they're able to win today with 1 game remaining tomorrow in the regular season. It'll be Alex McGuire that lead things off with the top of the order on deck, but the Railroaders bring in a brand new arm. Wade Sabo comes in the pitch after he began this game as the right fielder. He threw against us last time, and he sliced and diced us left and right. He went 3 total innings, giving up just 1 walk and 5 strikeouts against us. Hoppers have 3 outs of hope to grab at least 1 run to force a bottom half of the ninth. 2 runs would give us the lead once again after a 5 spot in the top of the 8th inning, with 2 runs coming across the tithings and Beatty, a 3-run homer to give us the lead. So Wade Sabo, left-handed dealer, facing McGuire to get us started. The first pitch in this left on right matchup. To the plate now as McGuire squares around and pulls back its way outside. Ball 1. Good hold from McGuire there, who's had a terrific night at the plate. He is 2 for 4 with a single and a double, 2 RBIs, and 1 run scored. Corner infield is in now for the Railroaders after he showed bunt last time. As the 1-0 comes in, he will not show bunt. He will lay off the outside corner for strike 1, though. Count evens, as McGuire not the most expected guy to hit as well as he has. He's batting a .116 coming into this inning. A 1-1 pitch. That one high and away. 2-1 now the count. That's an easy one to let go. Not only did 5 runs score, 8 batters came up last inning. McGuire, the only one not to hit in the 8th. Trying to take us back to the top of the order, the spark a rally here as the Hoppers need it. As the 2-1 comes in from the left-handed dealer, McGuire will swing at it, poke it in the right field, picked up by Sullivan, and there's a 9-3 ground out. Only the second time we've hit into a 9-3 ground out all year long, and that hurts even more for McGuire, who's just been trying to find some gaps and finally does, and it doesn't matter with how shallow right field is. With 1 away now, McGuire with the ground out. We go to the top of the order. It's Cade Wall as the batter. He's up for the 6th time today. He's reached safely 5 times, twice with a walk, twice with a single. He has recorded an RBI as well as collected 2 runs for the Hoppers. They're responsible for 3 of the 12. That's a fastball over the heart of the plate to get us started for strike 1. Wall so far this year is batting .357 with a .486 on-base percentage. He's connected with just south of 81% of the pitches he swung at. As the 0-1 comes in, that slips out of the hand as he tried a curveball. 1-1 the count from Wade Sabo, who again did fantastic against us last time. And if he replicates it, it's going to be a scary top of the ninth for the Hoppers. About 50% of Wall's 56 at-bats coming into the day have been quality at-bats so far this year. It feels like more with the production he's given this team at any spot in the order. The 1-1 as Wall will release the bat over into the 5-6 hole. The third baseman going after it, picks it up and fields it and returns it back. As he treated it real, I'll treat it real as well. We got to have some fun with it, laugh it off. So Kaufman returns at the wall as he's now behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's been happening a lot recently where the Hoppers have been letting bats fly. Hartman on that doubleheader had 2 that he let go of, 1 that went all the way past the third base Hoptown dugout. And the big thing is that they've been saying, yeah, the gloves are just getting too damp, those that are wearing batting gloves. And even without, as Cade Wall is a guy who goes without batting gloves, it's just hard to hold on to it with the humidity and the heat as of recent. And I would say, even though we've had a lot of heat throughout June, the humidity has been a lot more consistently brutal for this region as of recent, which, again, makes it hard to hold on to the bat. Though if you hit it well, the ball is going to fly with help of the humidity. 1-2 gets away, as speaking of slippery hands, that's the second one to slip out of Sabo's release, and the count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cade Wall. On deck is still Gabe Eddington as they look to not make a single substitution in this game. That'll be the first time all season, I believe, they would not have a pinch hitter. Long stare in from Sabo. He'll accept the sign from Caleb Warren. Gets set. He'll leg kick and deal, and Wall tips it and releases the bat again, so he stays alive. The count's still 2-2. I'll walk the bat back over to him. And if that's how hard he has to swing to stay alive, I hope you release the bat every single time until you're walked or you reach safely. Ironically enough, his U.S. Sports University teammate, Dom Hartman, comes up and brings the batting gloves up for him as he's released twice. And he's trying to wipe the bat off his own jersey to kind of take some of the sweat off of it, which is really hurt his chances of putting one in play here. If you can't hold on to the bat, you're probably not going to drive it pretty well. Just a physics lesson for you. If you can't hold on and continue through your swing, you're not going to have as much power behind it. That ball's going to just clink off the end of the bat. So now Wall resets in that right hitter box as Saba looks back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out, no one on. Hoppers down 13-12. A 2-2 delivery. That's a fastball that misses below the knees and inside. Count runs full for Wall. He's been seeing about 3.5 pitches per at-bat so far this year. And he's well above that here as we will now be seeing pitch 8 of the at-bat, the K to Wall. As it comes in, and Wall will foul it backwards again. He's worked in a quality at-bat here, seeing over 7 pitches in the at-bat to bring up Sabo's pitch count to now a total of 11 pitches. Pitch number 12 might settle it, and if Wall gets on, Hoppers have a chance of sparking a rally. If not, things look pretty grim. Bunks there in from Sabo. Ready's now on the left side of the rubber. From the bump, he deals, and Wall leaves it in the opposite batter's box for a walk. That's how you work yourself to stay alive and eventually find any way on. Tying run on first, and the go-ahead. Gabe Eddington comes up to the right-handed batting box with just still 1 out. I mean, another left-on-right matchup. It wouldn't be a left-on-left until Declan Riggs comes up, who stands in the hole. And it's Evan Leonard on deck. First pitch to Eddington. There's a pickoff move as we'll delay it. He's back in standing. Remember, Sabo, when he faced us, did deliver 1 walk, but that was the only guy to reach with a walk against him. He didn't give up any hits on that Monday winner, 5-4 for the Hoppers over the Railroaders. The Fulton pitcher comes in with it, and that misses at the eyes. 1-0 now the count. Layoffs up here as Sabo seems a lot more cautious than he did on a Monday. He was working quickly. He was firing stuff in the zone left and right. This time it looks like he's aiming a whole lot more and just trying to make sure he doesn't leave anything over the heart of the plate for the Hoppers to drill. There's a pickoff move. Runner takes out for a second. Wall sliding in as the throw goes over top the second baseman, and Wall's in safely in scoring position. Tying run now 180 feet away. A stolen base number 4 for him in this game, which is ridiculous. He had a team high 5 stolen bases back in June in 1 singular game. Now he's already at 4. Corner infielders slightly pinched in. Everyone about normal. The 1-0 as Eddington leaves a fastball belt high down Broadway. And the count evens 1 ball, 1 strike to him. And began his career with Austin Peay before going to Volsey Community College, proving himself and working back to Trevecca Nazarene this upcoming fall. He's been working himself in some really good positions with the Hoppers and wants to prove again right here the talent that he possesses. The 1-1 pitch from Sabo. Eddington, right side foul, and he's behind 1-2. Feel the energy getting really intense here with the Fulton faithful holding strong, the best we've seen this summer on the road here against the Railroaders with their fans. Hoppers looking in intensely as well. Sabo, the left-handed dealer, comes to the plate as Wall takes off for third. It's a pitch inside, and the count evens 2-2. Wall has stolen base number 5 to tie his season-high record. So now that tying run is just 90 feet away, and the infield is in for the Railroaders. Count even for Eddington as he might have gotten away with one that looked like it tagged the inside corner. 2-2 delivery from Sabo, goes back with the heater and blows a fastball by Eddington. There's 2 away. Leonard comes up as the last hope for the Hoppers here. He's the fourth batter this inning. It's a 9-3 ground out from McGuire. A walk to Wall. He stole second, stole third, and then a strikeout to Eddington. Leonard has reached safely twice with 2 walks. Does not have a hit. His other 3 appearances were all strikeouts, all of them swinging, though. So he catches up to 1. Wall can come in. First pitch delivery. Leonard fouls it off after a really good swing on it. Just couldn't grab the full of it. Behind 0-1. He levels that up a little bit better on the barrel, and he might have sent that one up. Otako. Declan Riggs stands on deck. You do have a couple bases open if you're Wade Sabo. Looking for that winning out for their second win over the Hoppers this year. Sabo comes back to the plate to Evan Leonard, who will leave one on the outside corner for strike 2. He's been in holes all game long. He's been seeing a lot of strikes, has not cut up the stuff. Hoppers trying to spoil the Railroaders' last regular season home game, but they are 1 strike away from ending on a high note. Looking to get out of the cellar in the OVL and beat the second place team. The 0-2 pitch from Sabo comes in, and Leonard stays alive as he fouls it backwards. Goes on top of the grand slam. And we'll do it all over. Leonard batting .306 ever since he joined the Hoppers back in late June. A native of Clarksville, stands 6'1" in the right-handed box, is a 2-way player from Cleveland State Community College. Tonight's game rides on his shoulders with this next pitch. The way to Hoptown, waiting on this. As the 0-2 comes in, Leonard will swing underneath it, and the Railroaders will win tonight's ball game. Leonard given a golden sombrero for strikeouts as the Hoppers lose. It's 13-12 in favor of the Railroaders in tonight's game. Hoppers will remain in second and will no longer have a chance for first place. A little bit of some trash talk in between the two teams as they chat things out. Railroaders have a chance of getting out of the cellar now with today's win, as they do not want to sit in 6th place and play full count. They'd rather sit in 4th and play the Paducah Chiefs. Well, the Hoppers will be in second no matter what and have a bye until next Friday, but we have one more game until then. They'll be back at home against the Madisonville Miners at Tiger Field. Try your best to make it out, and if you cannot, you can check it out here on the YouTube channel as well as 95.3 The Farm. Real quick before closing out tonight's game, hello everyone, face cam for you. If you haven't seen me all year, this is the face behind the somewhat annoying voice you've been listening to. Last solo broadcast and last road game of the season for me. And I just wanted to say how grateful I am to be in Hoptown and be with this terrific baseball team. OVL is a hidden gem with so much incredible talent, and I'm so glad I got to be a part of it this year. And again, it's been a pleasure bringing everyone Hoptown baseball all summer long. Truly, I have loved my time around here. I have loved broadcasting baseball, and I love the guys on our team. I hope to see them all do incredible stuff, and overwhelmingly, thank you to everyone that has welcomed me in the community from Clarksville all the way back up to Hopkinsville, starting with, of course, the league president, Will Cox, all the way to our GM, Adam West, who started to bring me in, the entire Hoptown board, which approved bringing me in this year, and as well as the entire WHOP team with Joe Wilson and Jeff Seiss, who has accepted me onto their radio broadcasts as well this year. Again, really happy to be down here, happy to bring you guys baseball. Hoppers unfortunately lose tonight, but we've got one more regular season game tomorrow against the Madisonville Miners to look to improve the record before postseason play. For tonight, on behalf of the entire Hoptown Hoppers organization, my name is Colin Crithers, and wishing you all a great rest of your night. We'll see you again right here tomorrow evening on the Hoptown Hoppers TV YouTube page.